Welcome back to another edition of OG Boxing Talk. We got my man Blood Boxing in the building. My man Drew Titan in the building. We waiting on KQKC to come to pop on the channel. The great singing OG KQKC. Let's start it off. Let's see. I gotta pay back. All right, so let's say what's up to everybody in the building. Reginald Thompson, what's going on, man? Brothers UK, what's good? Architect One, Pasha Blaine, Omega Red, what's happening? Shadow 979, Carver Williams, what is happening, sir? Give lives life. UK fighters are trash. Just be real. Nah, dude, they ain't trash. They're rubbish. Nah, I'm just kidding. Nah, not all of them. Shit, Lennox Lewis, a UK fighter, he wasn't trash. Man, my man Randy S in the super chat, man. Much love in that super chat, man. Salute to you as well. Randy S and Robert Sue says salute to the OGs of the LDBC. You know. All right, Brian Turner. Fahim Sator, what's good? Said peace OGs and the chat. I told y'all that boy was getting slept. Yeah, and Leonard Ellerby's nostrils in the building. Ronald Jones, Akeem the Great, Brian Taylor, Leon Figures, salute. Maurice McElroy, what's going on? Big Chief Boxing, Pat Penashot, my man Felix Nunez. Say hello, Fanon and panel. Great fight yesterday. Yeah, there was actually a couple great fights. I watched this. I guess the Beeman Estrada fight I wound up watching. Because I think Boxing Conversations with Reggie Owens did it live on it, so I watched it. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have. But that was cool. So what's up, everybody? Let's get this going on. Coach Sheldon Harris, man. He said, come on. Send me your email, man. You on. Coach Sheldon Harris, put your email in the chat, dude. I'll send you a link right now. The coach gets on first time through. That's easy money. All right, but let's get this going. My man, Blood Boxing in the building. How was the week, man? What are your thoughts on the week? I know you said what's going on, KQKC?
Hey, you got it, brother. What's happening, my man?
I'm chilling, man. You recovered from last night?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, dog. You was on a tip, dog. I thought maybe, somebody snuck you something in that shot, dog. I was watching you on my live. I was live. You was live, man. You did a great job, man. I love your live show, man.
Hey, Fanon, had you noticed? Had you noticed the lighting?
Yo, yeah, it's getting better, man. Got to get one in front of your face. You got one in front of your face yet?
No, not yet.
See them lights right there? You can see. You see the lights in the reflection?
Yeah.
That is one right there and one right there. That
Okay.
Flash you straight in the face. But that's what's up.
Yo, yeah, I listen.
Hey, man, we'll take that behind the scenes, though. Hey, man, Blood. All right, man, you said on the live stream that you got to comment about what happened during the week and listen to your live stream yesterday. If you guys don't have Blood Boxing's live streams, they special. He just does them like every once in a while. He does them consistently, but not at a specific time. But they're great shows. And so we right now going to let an impromptu section of the show to Blood and let him spit for a little while on what he wanted to let you lead the conversation about what happened this week that you wanted to talk about, Blood.
You want to let Blood Boxing lead the conversation.
I do.
Something special. Well, we have Drew Titan, we have KQKC Boxing. We might have Coach Sheldon coming through. Fanon is up in the house. Well, it's been another week of clickbaiting headliners here in boxing. A lot of back and forths. 1 minute Eddie Hearn is suing Andy Ruiz, and then next thing you know, he's dropping just people going almost within a 5-minute rotation, changing up their narratives and all kind of crazy stuff coming from overseas as always, man. Crazy boxing talk. And really, Fanon, I was just gonna kind of wait to let you get into it because basically all I wanted to talk about was the whole thing with Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua, man.
Okay, well, let's hold that. Let's push that off a little bit. Let me ask you a question then. Did you see the fight with Yarde?
Yes, I did.
Put it, hey, Coach Shoners, just put your email in the stream, but I think I might have yours. Go, I'll see if I have yours. I'm pretty sure that I have yours. Go ahead, man. What was your thoughts on that?
Well, like I said on my live stream, Yarde, he's going in the wrong direction because the style that they're trying to utilize with him is like a Roy Jones type of style, and he just doesn't. He's trying to catch people with the check hooks and all kind of stuff, and he's trying to lead with hooks like Roy Jones did. He just doesn't have the skills and the speed for that, man. He just doesn't have the reflexes. So they need to change up a whole bunch of shit. It's funny to me because at light heavyweight division, the two guys that I expected to be the future of the division, both of them got checked out in this past 3 weeks, man. We had Marcus Brown lose to Pascal, and we had old ass Kovalev beat up Anthony Yarde, who's in his 20s. Kovalev's almost 40 years old. So that just shows you where these boxers today's skill set is. You got all these stupid people who don't know boxing always talking about, well, fighters get better over time. You got advanced sports technology and this. And man, get the fuck out of here. These guys are soft from this generation. They're not in the gym. These guys, they're fly-by-night fighters, and that's why they can't beat old guys that are 40 years old. Back when I was growing up, a 40-year-old still running any still at the very top of boxing. That was a rare thing at one time. But you guys in your 20s and 30s, y'all are all soft. We'll whoop all your asses. I'll whoop all your asses, all you 20-something-year-olds. I'm not trying to be mean to you, but even with my injury, I'll whoop all y'all's asses straight up because y'all have a soft generation, man. Grew up in too much internet. You don't interact with each other no more. These fighters, they don't go to the gym no more. They're Uber drivers. That you want to talk about the boxers versus during Ray Robinson's era being cab drivers. The boxers today are Uber drivers, okay? They're a bunch of bums. They can't fight worth a shit. And that's why we see things like a 20-something-year-old like Yarde getting beat by somebody damn near 40 years old. So at this point, there should be no excuse for unification. All the champions are pretty much Eastern European. They are. Shit, you got Kovalev, you got Beterbiev, you got Bivol. And another thing they did too is BT Sports, who was showing the fight. They also kept Kovalev and Yarde's name there the whole time. They had a good fight before that, and they didn't even display these fighters' names and stuff, man. They're doing all kind of crazy stuff over there. Nobody know who these fighters are, man. You put the names up. When these guys fight, put their names up because the Makubu Papin fight was good, but nobody know. People were thinking that was Yarde and Kovalev, okay? I had somebody come over, man, and they thought that was Yarde and Kovalev because they weren't displaying the names and stuff. Don't nobody know these fighters, man. So y'all need to get that shit together. But good victory for Kovalev, even though I can't stand the racist motherfucker, and I hope he gets knocked out soon. But they need to unify all those different light heavyweights, some Eastern European light heavyweights. They need to go ahead and unify, man. That's pretty much all I got to say for right now.
All right, let me get a couple super chats we got coming through. Much love to everybody on the super chat. My man Randy S says salute OGs. Robert Stewart says salute OGs of the LDBC. Randy S, blood, our Gators pulled it off. That's because they cheated. Brothers UK, that's because they ain't played a fight in the Lion Eye, baby. Brothers UK said, peace for nine. Can you ask Blood his views on Yarde's training method in comparison to the greats? Peace. Brothers UK, Blood, that was a question for you. What do you think about Yarde's training methods in comparison to the greats? I know pretty much what he's talking about is that he didn't do any sparring for the fight.
Because the trainer he has is a know-it-all type of guy. This guy gets on here all the time, smirking all over the place. He got a little attitude like this, like he just thinks he's got boxing down. A lot of these trainers today, I keep telling you guys this, these guys are not like the trainers from back in the day, okay? There are no really good trainers out there right now that I can see. These guys do a whole bunch of things that are not the traditional way of doing things. If he did spar, maybe they would pick up on some of his faults. And which I did not know that he didn't spar. This is the first time hearing of it. I do know that he has a know-it-all trainer. I do know that who was kind of there was a little bit of satisfaction to see, that trainer get humbled and something, because he did. He got humbled last night. But they need to get it together. He might need to switch up on his trainer. It looks like they have such a good connection, him and Yarde, but they need to bring somebody else in, man. They need to bring someone else, because that's the style that they're utilizing is not the right style for that kid, man. And whoever said that about my Gators, we won last night. I won me some money, and college football is back for blood boxing. But and Phenom, don't say nothing about no college football, man. Your team sucks, bro.
Flying Illini, baby. Flying Illini. We gonna get it done. We gonna get it done. Fucking ridiculous how bad Illinois is. All right, let me get to hey, Coach Sheldon Harris in the building, man. Welcome to the show, Coach.
Man, I'm amongst greatness, man. I don't even know if I can. I don't even know if I can hold y'all jock straps, man. God almighty.
Welcome to the show, Coach.
Well, first of all, get your hands away from my jock strap. But I'm just man. I'm just messing with you.
I'm just playing.
How you feel, Coach? How you feel?
Man, I'm good. It's Sunday, man. Nice day outside and talking boxing. That's good.
Okay, that's good. Good.
Oh, we gonna talk some MMA too. So y'all don't know, y'all should already know. Coach Sheldon Harris is tell them about your channel real quick, Coach, so people know what you can educate them on.
I do mixed martial arts. Delve into the women's side of it, man. I was reluctant to do it, but then had actually Chris Cyborg was asking me to do some MMA fights and talk about them, and I told her no for about 8 or 9 months, man. But then finally got into it, man, and then just started talking about it. And when boxing pick up, I normally talk about some boxing, but when boxing is dead, then I started talking about mixed martial arts. So yeah. So that's what it is, man.
That's what's up. Subscribe to Coach Sheldon Harris, man, so you can get that good. Because women's MMA to me is like women's tennis. I like women's tennis more than I like men's tennis, and I like women's MMA more than I like men's MMA. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's the dudes. It's the men hugging and rubbing on each other that I got a problem with men's MMA. But
it's some good fighters, man. You got Khabib Nurmagomedov out there. Then you got Tyron Woodley who just lost his belt. You got Kamaru. You got all those guys, man. They good, man. They good for the sport, But we finally finna get some fights in boxing that we want to see, man. So I'm kind of a little bit more excited about boxing now.
Oh, that's what's up. Well, all right. Yeah. Well, let's go to Drew. Drew, what's your take on the fight with Yarde Kovalev?
Well, I went with my heart, which I knew better. I went with my heart instead of my brain. But I kind of knew better, but I was speaking it. I picked Yarde in 9. He had something going. He had something going when he went to the body. He had something going. But that loss was purely experience. You can tell. And I will say this: in the next 2 years, depending on where he allows this loss to take him, Kovalev. I mean, there's no reason for him to want to want to rematch the kid, but there wouldn't be any reason for it. But depending on what Yarde does as far as training, Blood is right. They need to add somebody to that camp. The kid got some dog in him, but you can tell he lost that fight purely based off of experience. And that jab, in my opinion, he could have got up, but in his soul, he couldn't get up off that ground. That last round, man. Did you see how he was tattooing him with that jab? That was just awful. That was awful. And how the hell you got a shoulder roll, you still getting hit off the top of your head? It doesn't make sense, man. The guy, I'm gonna tell you what he needs. He needs to relocate to the States, and I said this yesterday. He needs to relocate to the States, in the South in particular. I think he needs to run up in the gym with Spence and Charlos, man. I think he needs to run up in that gym and just hang around, get around that atmosphere, add to his camp, because sometimes you with these coaches and they can be with you from the time you're a baby, but you're gonna need new tools. One coach can only take you but so far. You know what I'm talking about? That's what like in football, you got different coaches that specialize in different things. You don't have one mind that focuses on everything. Every coach, that's why they have head coach, assistant coaches, so on and so forth. Yard needs additions to his camp. That one trainer is not going to do it for him. The kid has talent. The kid has dog in him. But he needs to be taken to that next level. That was purely experience. I was rooting for the kid. I'm glad I didn't bet any money, but that was experience. I was more impressed with Yard's performance because I already knew what Kovalev was going to do. So I went with my heart instead of my brain, and that's what happened.
Yeah, dog, going with your heart against your brain ain't, that's why they say your brain is smart. Your heart is emotional. I would like to rub it in everybody's face that I told y'all that boy was not going to beat no Kovalev, man. He ain't ready. What's your thoughts on the matter KC boxing?
Well, excuse me. I'm a little hoarse, though. What it was is that Anthony Yarde was too unexperienced. He wasn't experienced enough. And like Drew said, he was doing the shoulder roll, but see, they had the wrong game plan for Kovalev. He should have went to the body more. He tried, but he should have went to the body up top, surprise him, and let him fall into your game plan. You don't fall in his game plan because see, he was taking control of the fight from round one. Now, Anthony Yarde did have his moments, but it was a little bit too late. Now, everybody cannot do a shoulder roll. See, a shoulder roll, you got to time that, and you got to have a piston-like right hand to hit and get back and guard yourself before you get countered. And he just gassed out. And I was told that he worked on that and he was better, but it didn't. He gassed out. So what I think it is this, that yes, sometimes you need to change or make some few changes. Bring in a different strength and conditioning coach. He didn't have the bulging muscles like he used to have. That's a good thing, and make it a little quicker. But they need to bring in someone that gonna teach him. See, he don't have great defense. He tries to have great offense, but your defense is your offense. If you look at it, So therefore, but I will give him this. I'm gonna give him credit because he's doing what no other fighter is doing. He's taking risks, and he's taking risks at 18-0. 18-0 in hostile territory, Russia. How many do you know that's taking risks like that? What it is, if it don't make sense, it don't make dollars, right? But not with him. So basically that's it.
Cool. All right, man. Let me go. There's a couple comments that came in. Russ Sky Goat and Ali M. Where is that? Ali M. I'm gonna say something about Ali M. Who just jumped off? Coach just jumped off? Dang. I hope you jump back on, Coach, because I was gonna go next. First of all, ain't nobody talking about Kovalev beating Ali. Nobody talking about Kovalev and beating Ward because he didn't. He lost the fight, man. We live in reality on this channel, bro. We live in reality over here, man. Okay, This is OG boxing talk, dog. When you grow up, you realize some things you don't agree with happen in the world, and you just gotta suck it up and live with it. Kovalev lost the first fight against Andre Ward, and he got knocked out the second. All right, well, there's none of this fantasy stuff. Now, Russ Spy Goat, said, I disagree with all those saying that Yarde lost because of inexperience. Yarde lost all but 2 rounds. He was being outboxed clearly. Kovalev was the better fighter. Yeah, because he's the better fighter because he's more experienced. I mean, that's part of being a better fighter. The more you fight, the better you get. The more championship experience you get, the better you get at handling championship fights. Now personally, I'll wait to give you my thought until after Coach Sheldon Harris tells me what he thinks about the fight, but then I'll dip in before the next one. Coach, what was your thoughts on the Yarde fight? And if you could ask the question as a coach, what do you think about Yarde not sparring?
I think it's probably one of the dumbest game plans on God's green earth. Just the first thing that I agree with Tim Bradley on, it was just stupid, you know. I don't think Yarde lost because of inexperience. I think he lost because his cardio didn't hold up. Because Anthony Yarde had a lot of good points in that fight, and he could have won this fight. This is a fight that was his to lose, and he lost it. And you know, he's sitting there beating on his chest. Yeah, brother, I got heart. I got heart. Well, you ain't got no heart because you ain't throwing no punches. Okay. See, this is what I wanted to see, man. I wanted to see this guy, what he was made out of. And the jab that Kovalev hit him with, man, it wasn't even like one of those crippling throws that Kovalev has been known to throw. Okay. He hit him with a jab, a paw jab. He fell. Yarde could have got back up. He was on the ground trying to catch his breath, is what he was doing. This guy could have got up, man. And, you know, that would have told me a lot about this man if he'd have got up off that canvas and then went and went for broke. It was the 11th round. You know, you might as well go ahead and expend it all. You're not going to catch it, but you might as well go. Okay. You might as well just go do what you can. Cause if you can't breathe, I don't care who you are, you know, you get knocked out. Okay. That's just what's going to happen. He failed because of his conditioning. And as a coach, I'm looking at him, I'm like, this dude trying to ration out his shots from round to round. I saw it. And then, you know, round 8, he went for broke in round 8, you know, and he could have got Kovalev out of there. And Andre Ward, pretty much, he showed you the blueprint on how to defeat Sergey Kovalev. He showed you that. The guy don't like it to the body. Anthony Yarde had so much success when he was throwing those hooks to the bodies, when he was throwing, you know, he was catching them in the body. Kovalev kept trying to pull them damn shorts up. And I'm like, this is when Yarde, when he's trying to reach for them shorts, Yarde should have went in right there and just start going in on him. Kovalev don't like, he can't, still to this day, the boy can't take body shots. And I think his liver messed up from all that drinking he done did. So I can tell you now, man, I see the potential in Yarde, but this dude damn near 30, man. Okay, damn near 30. And it's like, okay, man, you're 18-0. I thought Yarde was a better fighter to me. Okay, I thought he was a better fighter. I thought Yarde had more skill sets and definitely the hand speed of Anthony Yarde, man. Kovalev couldn't do nothing with that. He couldn't do anything with it. But this whole thing about this guy throwing a shoulder roll, I'm like, what the hell is this? You know, you throwing a shoulder roll. What is this? Anthony Mayweather? Who is this? You know, why is he doing a shoulder roll? Because it was ineffective. And then, too, when you do a shoulder roll, you know, you have to lift your shoulder up. You have to pull your shoulder up in front of your chin so you can roll the punches out. He wasn't doing that. I mean, it looked pretty, but he was getting hit with the shoulder roll. So, I don't know, man. I think the guy need to do something with that shoulder roll. He got a lot of upside to him. He get that cardio in check, man. He win these fights. Okay, he win the fights. This boy lost the fight because of his stamina. That's all it was.
All right. Like, I put this thing up there. Before I get into this, let me tell you, man, I am an advocate of realism, homie. All right, I am. And I understand the tendency. I understand the tendency to say that I'm going to try to share a screen here. Hopefully I'll be able to get to this where you can see it. If you got, it's got a bunch of repeats maybe or anything, but you see here down here where it says Andre Ward, 11-19, 2016, 30-0 on Kovalev's record. That says unanimous decision loss right next to that for Kovalev, okay? That says unanimous decision loss. Suck it up, homie. Suck it up. That's what it is. He lost. He got a 9, and on top of it, the boy got a knockdown in the second round. And then my personal opinion is, and it was the opinion of all the other judges, that his bum ass lost the rest of the rounds. So live with it, man. Stop trying to steal people. Stop trying to steal credit from fighters, man. Because you don't like the outcome. As much as I hate, and I use this as an example all the time, as much as I can't stand the fact that Pernell Whitaker didn't get the decision against Oscar De La Hoya. It's been well over 10 years, and that shit ain't changed. It ain't changed, and it's not going to change. Stop stealing people's credit and diminishing people's career because you don't agree on some shit you don't get a vote about. Just what it is. Tyson Fury got a draw. And you can keep, if you want to have real boxing conversations with people, You got to talk about what the fuck the outcome of the fight was. Deontay Wilder's the WBC champion. I don't care if you like it or not. That's what it is. He's the WBC champion because he didn't beat. He got a draw. And a champion, that's all you got to do is get a draw. But y'all want to live in a fucking fantasy world just because it makes it easier for you to make your point. Nah, man. Grow up. Dude, it is what it is, man. Okay? Whole bunch of people say Ali lost to Kenny Norton. Guess what? He didn't. It's been damn near 40 years, and that shit, it does not change the outcome of the fight. Now, here's my thought on and that's why I said it's OG boxing talk. Be a grown man, dude. And that's part of it. Suck it up. You don't like the fact that your dude lost? Suck it up. It is what it is. And I don't have to accept that there's corruption in boxing. I know damn well there's corruption in boxing. Absolutely. There's corruption in boxing. So everybody's playing by the even rules. Everybody can get the shaft. Knock him out. If Kovalev should have been able to knock him out, and then we would never had an issue with it. Because guess what? There wasn't no issue in the second fight because he got his ass knocked out. Okay? So the second question, so what are you one of those type of dudes that are gonna run around and say, oh well, you know, he hit him with low blows. That should be a no contest. That's really a no contest because in my mind, I say it's a no contest. Fuck you talking about, dude? You guys just babble on about that shit. Who you gave rounds to, who you didn't give rounds to. At the end of the day, man, tell your boy to not leave it to the judges. Deontay was losing. An example of Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder was losing that fight. All your little wet dreams you have about Deontay Wilder losing a fight would have came true if Deontay Wilder not dropped that dude. Deontay Wilder kept his belt because he dropped that dude. Check the scorecards. That people want to talk about it. He was so heroic getting up. Nah, dude, he lost the belt. He lost the championship because he got knocked down. He ain't a hero because he got up. He's a loser because he got knocked down. That's what it is. Got in my face. But as far as this conversation about Sergey Kovalev and Andre Ward, man, Sergey Kovalev is a hell of a fighter, man. He's a hell of a fighter, and I think the biggest problem, I agree. KQ, you all right? Yeah. You knocking out, dog. You look like you about to fall asleep.
No.
Okay.
Don't you start that.
No, dog, you was like this. You was like.
No.
I'm just checking.
I'm well rested.
That's what's up. My thing is this, man. Oh, Drew, I'll let Drew back. Is Drew back? I'm sorry, Drew. I didn't see you were back in the stream.
Yep.
I got you now. Yeah, I got you back. Man, Sergey Kovalev, that dude he wasn't ready for Sergey Kovalev in Russia. That's the thing that stood out to me. Like, you're fighting Sergey Kovalev in Russia as a step-up fight. Like, what fucking planet was this dude on? Fight Sergey Kovalev in his first step-up fight on the road in Russia. He wasn't going to get. If he needed a knockout to win, flat out. But he didn't get it, man. So, you know, it is what it is, man. The Diesel say, KQKC at it again. Best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. You know, everybody does because you be like this.
See, I be looking down, saying y'all can't see it, but
when you be looking down, it be looking like you sleep.
Right.
Like this. Nigga, do I look like I'm paying attention to you?
No. So I'm gonna put you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put my phone up here.
There you go. Whatever, man. You do you. Just, you know, I'll just be clown a little bit. And you please clown back, man. I need some pushback, dog. Because blood don't want no smoke after that first one we had, man.
Hey, for now, let me ask you something though, bro.
Yes, sir.
About Yarde, man. I know there's been a lot of good trainers, man. There's been like Jack Blackburn was a great trainer. Eddie Futch was a great trainer. Who do you think that he could have used as a trainer, man? Who can this kid use as a trainer?
Derrick James.
Derrick James.
Yeah. How do you think he would have did with Emmanuel Lewis, bro?
Emmanuel Lewis? Well, that little dude, Emmanuel Lewis, first of all, would be far too short. He'd be far too short. in order to handle that. But the great Emmanuel Stewart, I think the great Emmanuel Stewart would have been on point, on and popping, dog. Don't be trying to catch me with your historical boxing questions. I know who Joe Lewis's trainer is. See these mugs, boy. I swear they try to get you. Derrick James, I was on the real low. I would say Derrick James because he's going to work with a jab. Get a fucking jab, Yarde. I mean, that's the number one thing from what I can see. He wasn't just peppering him with that jab in the first round. He's peppering that boy with that jab the entire fight. Bop, 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 bop with that jab, dude. And that shit's just not gonna fly, being able to just eat a punch anytime, and you ain't got a punch coming back. You know what I mean? Like you can't jab with him. You're just moving around, waiting to get hit with a right. Ash kicking products that Yarde fought like Bronner, tried the shoulder roll, looked good in spots, didn't let his hands go enough. This is a crazy comparison. Yeah, I mean, I can see what you're talking about. Yeah, actually, yeah, I can see what you're talking about.
Can I say something?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, the issue is all right, anyone who's played street ball 78, anyone who's played street ball can understand what I'm saying. All right, playing street ball like in the 80s, you know, they played basic ball, everyone basically had a jump shot, right? Something happened in the 90s when people started watching Allen Iverson. Everybody want to slash and cut to the basket, and nobody had a damn jump shot anymore. Okay, I can tell Yarde grew up watching certain fighters. Like he's trying to imitate Floyd and guys like James Toney, but his shoulder roll is like the worst I've ever seen, and he needs to stop doing that. He needs to stop doing that, man. If you can't do a shoulder roll correctly, you're gonna get hit on the top of your head, man. And how the hell do you? He was eating so many jabs. I've never seen something like that, man. If he could have just stopped that jab and get on the inside and throw those hooks to the body, man, he could have got Cove out of there, man. He had the tools, but I don't know what his trainer was telling him to do or what not to do. I mean, that was crazy. How do you eat that many jabs, man? I mean, this guy, he really needs a second and third opinion in that camp. Like I said, I want to see where this loss takes him. I want to see where it takes him. I'm curious now.
Hey, man, y'all saw Kovalev trying to be nice after the fight, talking about, yes, you will be a future champion. No doubt about it. He was kissing Yarde ass, man. What, he trying to clean up his image with black people or something? Kovalev was being a real ass kisser after the fight. And there was also someone disturbing me in his corner, too. He kept saying, in the fight before that, too, there was some Russian guy. You're bigger. You'll crush him. You're bigger than him. You'll crush him. Beat him. When that other Russian got beat in that fight before, you're bigger than him. Crush. That's their word over there. Crush is their word. Crush him. You're big. Crush. Crush him. Man, Kovalev is a trip, bro. That's all I got.
That dude can fight, man. Kovalev, I don't like Kovalev, man, but Kovalev can fight. That's like shit. I don't believe in white Jesus like Black Fight Fan TV does, but that little blonde midget can fight. Lomachenko can fight. I just ain't, I ain't necessarily partial because all the other hype, but man, Kovalev's a hell of a fighter, man. Kovalev ain't easy money, dude.
Well,
and you thinking you saw, and even with Canelo, because that's what he's supposed to be going to next is Canelo. That ain't easy money, man. And I'm pro Canelo like a mug, man. But dog, that ain't easy money, even though Canelo gonna be touching that bread basket. But Canelo ain't no 175-pound fighter unless he's on them, unless he's on some of that UCAD. Some of that UCAD juice.
Dude on that taco meat, man. That dude on that taco meat, man. We know what it is, man.
So, but Coach, let me know, man, what you think about Canelo versus Sergey Kovalev. How would you see that going?
I hadn't talked about Canelo and Kovalev. Well, yeah, I hadn't talked about them in a while. But he might be leaving Golden Boy, so yeah, to be safe. And then when he leave, I can just laugh. But I do a fight break. I talk about the breakdown. Canelo beats Kovalev, man. Seriously, he beat him. and he beat him easily, beat him badly, because Sergey Kovalev is a bully. Okay, that's what he is. When this guy faces any kind of opposition, the first thing he wanted to do is quit. Okay, when he was facing that opposition with Yarde, you can see some of the same Sergey Ho tendencies that he had when Andre Ward was getting the best of him. He was backing up. He's a quitter, man. Okay, the guy, he can fight, but he's still a quitter. Okay, he's a known quitter. Okay, I mean, you saw when he was fighting Alida Alvarez. Okay, what did he do? Start quitting. When Alida Alvarez got the best of him, he quit. Okay, same thing, man. He gonna quit against Canelo. He'll quit because the body shots are gonna be too intense, and they already know. Anybody with any common sense that watched this dude fight, they know that Kovalev he's much of a headhunter. Okay, he's a headhunter. Okay, he don't really have a full plan attack. He can take your head off. That's it. And you get a guy like Canelo who will go to the body. It's over. It's over for this guy. Okay, he that's probably his last fight, man, and that's probably his ticket out the door. Okay, he gonna get a big. Well, I don't know, man, because the way Kovalev do business, because that when he was doing business with Andre Ward and Kathy Duva gave him that deal where he didn't get no money, but I guess he got like back end money or something like that. I can't remember how the deal worked out, man, but it was a stupid deal. He's a bully. He's a quitter. The man got the business sense of a damn piss rat, and it's just, man, Canelo is a bad matchup for Kovalev. It is, man. We're gonna see this guy go to a knee. We're gonna see this guy pray. We're gonna, and he trying to, hug Buddy McGirt. Come on, man. Come on. We know that's not how you feel. Okay, we know. If it's up to Kovalev, he'll give all the credit to all the Russian people in his corner. If it's up to him, he would say it's because of the Russian people. See, it's kind of funny, man, that a guy, the way he made all these references to black people, but he come over here, he get black trainers to help him. Okay, John David Jackson, he got John David Jackson, not Buddy McGirt. And, none of his Russian trainers could get him to a level. None of them. And Buddy McGirt stopped him from actually getting his ass whooped. Okay, that's what Buddy McGirt did. Probably showed him how to defend the body a little bit. See, man, I know your body weak, man, but, after you get hit to the body, look, man, that's what you need to do. And, Kovalev did some things different. I saw when he got hit to the body, Anthony Yarde hit him with a good hook to the body. And what he did was he dropped his hands, but instead of just trying to back up, Kovalev actually moved and rotated back to the center of the boxing ring. And that's what I saw that was different, technically. So I'm like, okay, so he learned some stuff. He learned how to survive a little bit longer, okay? But them Russians, they ain't teaching that, man. Russians, they teach you how to come straight ahead and throw punches. I mean, let's look at all the Russians that just get beat up, man. Like, we take our boy Povetkin, the dude that was on the steroids. He didn't have nothing special about him. What did he do? Come straight ahead. That's all he did. What did Kovalev do before, he got a hold of some of these American trainers? Come straight ahead. Throw punches. Now, he's almost a complete fighter, except for he don't go to the body. But yeah, man, that's my thoughts and that's my analysis on that whole thing.
Cool. Hey, Blood, I see you think Canelo's going to get it, man. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that Kovalev is just at that age, man, to where he could be taken. The man's almost 37 years old. Canelo likes to fight flat-footed fighters, man. And not only that, but Kovalev is past his prime. He is past his prime. There's no fighter that's post-35 that's still in their prime. I don't care who they get with. He got with Buddy McGirt. Buddy McGirt, by the way, deserves Trainer of the Year. Buddy McGirt has been through so much drama in 2019, man. And, if he would have maybe stopped that fight a little bit early, because he was telling Kovalev after round 8. Now, let's not forget, he almost took Kovalev out in round 8. And Buddy McGirt told him right after that, if you take more punches like that, I'm going to pull you out this motherfucking fight. I'm noticing now that he's a little bit more quick on the trigger to take his fighters out the fight because of what happened with the young fighter earlier this year, which Buddy McGirt was pretty close to saving that guy's life. Can you imagine if that guy would have got in the ring and won another round? He would have died that night, okay? So he did what he could to save the young fighter's life. He's been deserved Trainer of the Year. He's a damn good trainer. And while you're bullshitting, Yarde, that's the trainer that he needs, really. He needs Buddy McGirt. Buddy McGirt is real good at working with fighters who are gifted physically, because as a fighter himself, Buddy McGirt was a very gifted fighter. He could do some of everything. Pernell Whitaker said that Buddy McGirt had the best jab that he ever faced, and he faced all kind of different fighters. And he said before he passed away that Buddy McGirt was one of the best technical fighters, if not the best technical fighter he's ever faced. Okay, he gave Pernell Whitaker a good fight in the first fight, and it wasn't very competitive the second time. But that's the trainer that Yarde needs right there. Shout out to Buddy McGirt, man. They'll never give you a credit. They're always going to put guys like Freddie the Joke, Coach Roach, just like they did with Angelo Dundee. Angelo Dundee wasn't a very good trainer, but they hyped him up because he built his name off of some fighter. Buddy McGirt did it himself. Buddy McGirt is he has a technical, scientific boxing mind. That would be the great trainer for Anthony Yarde right there. But,
can you answer the question, dog? You went senile. You want old man on me to start talking about Yarde.
Wanted to
Dog,
make
who's winning, Canelo or Sergey Kovalev? I bring blood back to the point.
I already answered the question in the first couple sentences. I said Canelo. You heard me. You went senile. You ain't hear what I said.
I heard you praising Buddy McGirt for 5 minutes. That's what I heard.
Okay, but Canelo, like I said, he takes advantage of older guys. He fights flat-footed fighters. He's a pick and choose Floyd Mayweather cherry picking type fighter that's going to go down in history as an all-time great because he got to pick his opponents for 5 to 10 years. You know, he's one of those type of guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't respect the fighters from this era. I don't respect nobody that boxing scene and all of those guys respect. Box Rec, whoever those guys put at the top or the opposite of what I'm going to do. Canelo, the way he proves himself as a fighter is to get in there against Charlo, to get in there against Andre, to get in there against those type of fighters, okay? He needs to unify at middleweight or something like first of all, Canelo needs to make up his fucking mind, okay? Because Canelo could be discussed fighting Errol Spence Jr., and then the next thing you know, you're talking about him fighting some cruiserweight the next week. Because the boxing minds in today's game, they're so fucked up, they don't even know the difference between weight classes or nothing. So Canelo and guys like that just take advantage of it. Canelo's going to cherry pick around, look for a bunch of Euro bums to fight, build his record up. He'll get to the point to where he's 65, 66 and 1 or something like that with a record. He'll be 85 and 1, like Julio Cesar Chavez 90 and 1 and shit. By fighting a bunch of Euro bums, then he'll go down in history as the best box rec in 2032. He'll be the greatest fighter in history and all kind of stuff. You know how these guys do. These guys around here, even some of the people in your chat right now think that Floyd Mayweather's the greatest boxer around, but can't name 10 fighters from out the 80s. That's how it goes, and that includes some of the people in your chat. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, Chad, blood shitting on you. It wasn't me. Blood shitting on the chat.
That's right. They know there's some Floyd Mayweather lovers up in your chat. Right now,
like him right here. Like here, I put him on the screen. Fahim Sadiq Sator. He the number one. He the number one Mayweather fanboy on the channel, dog. You talking about Fahim?
Yeah, he always. Oh yeah, this brother here always been a Mayweather lover, man.
Wait. I love Floyd too now when he was in the ring now. But not outside.
Get that dude, man. That dude a joke.
He picked his fights for 10 years, bro. This is the way it is. He cherry picked. He didn't fight Vernon Forrest. He didn't fight Paul Williams. There's a lot of
he didn't fight Castamaior. Castamaior would have thrown him up.
Yeah. He didn't fight Winky Wright. He didn't fight none of those guys, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say this.
The brother,
hold on, man. We need some decorum.
The brother you got on the screen right now, that is the number one Floyd. He's a big time Floyd supporter. I know. I'm very familiar with the brother. I know.
Hey, first of all, I'm gonna tell you straight. Fuck all y'all got something to say about Fahim Sator. That's my. We be getting on dudes on Twitter together. That's my dude. But he is, he is a flow-mo, dog. He got a little flow. He got a little love for the Floyd. Talking about Ali, but hey man, better that. But y'all need to get off Canelo, dog. Who's losing credibility? Winston. Who's losing credibility? Floyd losing credibility? Hey man, Fahim said unapologetic. He's unapologetic, man. Well, we got the super chat in the building. Underground Asylum says, salute to Fanon and the OG panel. Sir, thank you, sir. Much love in that super chat. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I'll go through them in a little while. Let me go to my man. Let me keep this nigga. I'm going to throw every other question to KQKC just so we make sure you stay awake. KQ, who you think? Who you think? 30-second answers, but dog, I'm gonna give it to you every couple of minutes. Who you think about Canelo and Sergey Kovalev? And then after we go through this, then we'll move on to the more controversial shit that happened this week with Eddie Burns.
Okay, you mean Hearns?
No, I mean I'm trying to, dude. I think I'm gonna name him the promoter that must not be named. Some shit like that. Because, dude, I did some research today. Woo! I did some research yesterday. Man, I'm like, dog, this dude right here might be on some old super duper criminal shit, right? This dude right here is a snaky snake. But go ahead. But before we do that, though, KQKC, let me get them thoughts on Canelo the Great Alvarez. Canelo the Great against Sergey.
Well, first of all, to me, I want to call him Canelo the Great because every fight he's in, it's always suspicious. Everything he does is suspicious. Like with the fight with LA Bird, that card. She retired 2 weeks after that. She went to Costa Rica. Did you know that?
LA Bird ain't retired.
Yeah, she left. Yeah, I don't know if she's gone for good, but I know she.
Nigga, that's what retired means.
You know, retired. I'm talking about she took a vacation. She took a vacation or suspended, whatever. And she went to Costa Rica and she lived it up pretty good, you know, getting rubbed down by a 21-year-old, you know, that type of stuff. But everything he does is suspicious. It's in the meat and the PEDs in the meat. So everybody in Mexico is doing PEDs then. Is that the case? But with Kovalev and Alvarez, Alvarez will outpoint Kovalev because no matter what, Alvarez had gotten better. He has. He's now kind of trying to fight on the back foot a little bit. He got a little feet work now, you know, and he's, you know, of course he always had that power, but now, you know, I think he's a little bit better, but he still won't fight that fast feet, change the angle type of fighter. You know, you talking about Dylan White 600 days. What about the Charlos since 2017? They've been waiting for the longest. They've been a mandatory since that long. But every time Canelo will go up against somebody that has some skills, he's always jumping up a weight class or he make up a catch weight to his advantage. So, but with him and Kovalev, no. Kovalev don't have anything for Canelo right now. Because Canelo, you know, he's feeling himself. And I think he's a better fighter than he was a year ago, 2 years ago, you know. So he will outpoint Kovalev if they do fight.
Man, I was doing my research, man. I mean, it's really hard for me to see you tear down a black woman like that, KQKC. Talking about she's taking money under the table, slipped off to Costa Rica. Man, dog, that ain't right, man. That ain't right, man. That ain't right. Try to do the sister wrong. Trying to do the sister wrong. Just because you don't think Canelo's great. Canelo is the greatest fighter living today. I'm lying. I know that dude was on that juicy juice. Robert Strajasu said if Kovalev fights guys like Wojciech, Bivol, Beterbiev, Canelo next, he loses. Kovalev is right for the pickings, and Yarde and his team dropped the ball because of lack of preparation. Robert, thank you so much for the super chat, and I do believe there was a lot to that dude. But seriously, man, on one side of it, man, he needs to be man. Junior, the truth is, it's his team Canelo over here. Just hating. Y'all just hate on Canelo because he's so slick. Because you can't touch him. Oh, come on, man. He dethroned Gennady Golovkin. Doesn't that mean anything to you all? That of all the yap cats that these dudes was selling and trying to push down people's throat, that Canelo was the one that knocked him off that square? All right. Danny couldn't do it. He wouldn't fight nobody else. It's really hard to defend Canelo, though. I can't lie, dog. It's real hard.
But for now, you really think I'm tearing down LLA Bird?
Huh?
You really think I'm tearing her down?
Yeah, you said she took underground mafia money and ran to Costa Rica. How's that not tearing it down? You say she got some money in a brown, she got 100 G in a brown paper bag and cut out to Costa Rica. Come on, man.
Yeah.
But you know, she misjudged the fight. She apologized. Anyway,
That was a big
so that's
misjudge.
what's up. Hey, let me see. Drew, I think Drew, what's your take on that, man? Oh, hold on one second. My bad, Clifton Goodwin. Dude, I just learned of Super Chat yesterday, Fanon. I'm loving the realism. Clifton Goodwin, did I miss your Super Chat yesterday? Like at the end, I think I'm pretty sure it's either you or somebody else I missed right at the end that gave a Super Chat right when I was pulling off of the chat, man. My bad if that was you. Thank you so much for the Super Chat yesterday, man. Let me give you the gong and the appreciation. I believe that was you, Clifton, and if I did, I'm sorry, man. I really apologize. But go ahead, man. I think it was.
Yeah, it was me. Yeah. At this stage in the game, Canelo dog walks Kovalev. It'll be a 10-2 fight. Unanimous decision, especially the venue is going to be at Vegas, of course. Canelo's that guy. The same reasons when Canelo's career is over, the same reasons everyone's gonna say that he's one of the GOATs is the same reason why people argue that Floyd Mayweather isn't. It just goes to show you how things are in boxing. But whatever. But he dog walks Kovalev. His feet aren't there. Canelo has great head movement, and he's going to throw those left hooks to the body. And you mess around, he could drop Kovalev. And after he beats Kovalev, they're going to be comparing him to Ali. Watch. And it's blasphemous how they do that. Everybody wants to be Ali. Everybody's comparing, oh, he's Ali. Watch, I'm telling you. They want to put this kid on that pedestal. I'm telling you. This guy is picking and choosing, and he got the right one in Kovalev, man. I didn't see anything. I was thinking of him in the ring with Canelo yesterday. I'm like, Canelo will box this guy's face in. That jab that he was landing on Yarde, Canelo's head movement is way too good. Way too good. He'll be punching fresh air. And those hooks to the body, he might drop Kovalev a couple of times. He might even stop him, but I got Canelo UD. Easy work.
First of all, Walter Murison. Will somebody throw this dude out on his head?
Walter's a hope.
Yeah, I'm just going to tell you right now, throw him out on his head. See, I would, because you're being disrespectful to the great. Okay?
For real. He's a hoe.
Get out of here, dog. Bye-bye. Pacquiao was better now. Was he better when he landed flat on his face? At what point? Shit. When he just bounced nose first and it was making memes out of his ass, was he better than Ali then? I'm sick of y'all trying to pub up midgets. And I'm going to say this. I don't think memes a tour. Stop trying to sell me midgets. Okay? I'm not buying that shit. I'm sorry. I know TV is out there where you can't see how little these dudes are, but you're not going to convince me that some dude that is 5'3", 105 fucking pounds soaking wet is the greatest fighter of all time. Are you kidding me?
Hey,
Floyd
man.
Mayweather Jr. I've seen Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is all of 5'6", 150 pounds. That dude is a little bit too. That dude is little enough to win the Kentucky Derby as a fucking jockey. There are motherfucking shit. I've seen shit in little racist neighborhoods where they got that, that little dude holding little jockey shit with the hat, look just like Floyd Mayweather. Same lifestyle. This nigga. Okay? Stop trying to sell me midgets. Okay? Let's stop it. You cannot whoop these dudes. You're not better than them. Stop it. You guys, that just allows so many people to pull people's names out their hat that can't beat these dudes. You see what happened with Gervonta Davis when he stood next to Deontay Wilder? He got real polite, real quick, real polite. Oh, but that's the baddest man in the planet. Oh yeah, and you know how embarrassing that is to boxing, dog. For real, like we love boxing, we're representing boxing, and we're gonna show our greatest athlete because we got the greatest athlete in the world. He'll whoop everybody in the world, and you walk somebody 5'6", 122 pounds, and he's standing next to like Jamil Okafor or some shit. You know, he's standing next to LeBron James, and LeBron James looking at him like, I'll kick you in your fucking neck, dude. Get up out of here. Nah, man. No midgets being the greatest of all time, dude. It's disrespectful to the sport of boxing, man. It really is. I'm sick to death of this. The pound for pound conversation is cool theoretical stuff, but dog, when you talking about who the greatest boxer of all time is, dog, and if you can't say, now this is my thing. If you can't say your dude would beat everybody else, how's he the greatest? Oh, well, yeah, he's the greatest, but, you know, he can't fight guys that are that big. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's got a better jab. Would he ever land it? No. Would he? Oh, man, you see the power? Look, let's do this comparison of his power. Monster Inoue and Chris Bird. Really, will he ever land that punch on Chris Bird? How long do you think he'll actually go in a fight with Chris Bird, who is far from the greatest heavyweight ever? Dude, just say, and this is, I'm sorry, I'm going on this for a minute. Here's the thing about boxing, and I'm going to open this up to the panel. So, Fanon, you saying only heavyweights can be the greatest? It is real hard for anybody but a heavyweight to be the greatest. Very hard for somebody that's not, because you can't beat everybody else. And let me tell you why I say this. Because unlike what people think, if you really look at how weight classes operate, the heavyweight is not a weight class. That's not a weight class. That's everybody can come get it at heavyweight. You do not have to weigh in. Roy Jones Jr. weighed in under 200 pounds when he fought at heavyweight.
Yeah.
If Manny Pacquiao wants to fight at heavyweight, he can go fight at heavyweight tomorrow. Everybody else in boxing is protected from guys that are bigger than them. Every one of them. If you want to say Floyd Mayweather Jr., if they didn't have protected weight divisions, Floyd Mayweather Jr. would have never won a belt in his fucking life. Because he would have had to be trained to go play defensive back or some shit like that. The heavyweights have to fight anybody, no matter how big or small they are. It's everybody can get it division. There's no weight limit, and there's no beginning to the weight limit. There's no end to the weight limit. So no, man, I'm not giving midgets credit. If you want to say that the guy's the greatest welterweight ever, say cool. That's the greatest welterweight ever. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the greatest lightweight ever. He's the greatest fighter to ever fight between 126 pounds and 130 pounds. You can say that, but don't take away the fucking caveat that got him his belt. That's what I'm saying. He gets an exception and a protection that allowed him to get a belt. Because if it wasn't for the weight classes, he would have never got one, having to fight bigger guys than him. So if they get that type of protection when they're fighting, and when you say how great they are, put that same class on. Yeah, I think Sugar Ray Robinson is the greatest welterweight of all time. I don't think there's anybody that fought at 147 pounds that can beat Sugar Ray Robinson. I don't think there's anybody at lightweight that could have ever beaten. I don't believe there's anybody that ever fought at 47 or 35 pounds that could have beat Henry Armstrong. Do that. But when you talk about who the greatest fighter is, who's going to whoop everybody else, dog, none of them midgets you naming is going to touch Joe Louis. Joe Louis would knock the motherfucker's head in a circle. Just like, what's that dude's name that came up and he was winning all the rounds against Joe Louis, and then and Joe Louis caught his ass back. Remember Stanley Catchell, where Stanley Catchell was a middleweight, snuck Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson got up and shook his teeth off his gloves. I don't want to hear.
You're talking about Billy Conn, Fanon.
Yeah, no other sports get that. Nobody else gets that. Tennis players don't get to be like, every tennis player's got to play every other tennis player. You can't. Serena Williams doesn't get to say, "Oh, you're out of my height class." Oh no, she's 5. She's too small for me to play against. No, man. Yeah, I absolutely do believe that you being able to whoop everybody that ever fought, be able to make a good argument for you being able to whoop everybody that ever fought is a very solid argument for being the greatest fighter ever. But if I can point out 50 dudes that would have beat you, how the fuck am I going to say that you're the greatest ever? You're just trying to pad the fucking stats because you like this dude, Fahim Satur. Anybody, retort, Coach Shelton Harris?
First
Coach.
of all, first of all, I'd just like to say with no respect, for Fareed or Fahim or whatever his name, the dude's a troll. Okay, dude's a troll. Trolled me for years. Okay, had to block his ass. Now, let's continue on. You got a lot of these people that's got this midget syndrome. You guys remember that everybody's trying to talk about how great Chocolatito was. I mean, y'all remember that. Chocolatito just fought these little wars and, oh man, this guy's the greatest. This guy's great. Well, Chocolatito's not great. Okay. I mean, where's Chocolatito now? He's somewhere sitting there with his ass whooped. Then, Floyd Mayweather running around here talking about, well, how come Muhammad Ali and not me? Well, because Muhammad Ali fought inside the ring, everybody, and he fought outside the ring, everybody. What does Floyd Mayweather do? Okay. I mean, let's just be honest, man. Let's be honest. He fought the same type of fighter for most of his career. Same type of fighter, okay? The flat-footed Mexican type. He fought those guys, and he beat those guys. And then, we talking about what? Pacquiao? And I was, when ESPN made up that list, man, they had Pacquiao number 3. I started thinking, is Pacquiao better than Roy Jones Jr.? Okay, is Pacquiao better than Ernie Shavers? Okay, because, I grew up, man. My dad said, look, you want to know how to knock somebody the hell out? And then he showed me an Ernie Shavers video. Man, Pacquiao ain't better than Ernie Shavers. Okay, there's no way. Pacquiao not better than Mike Tyson. Okay, I don't think he is. Probably had more fights, but he ain't better than Mike Tyson. Pacquiao is just a guy, okay, who fought a bunch of other little guys that got knocked out and put to sleep by a smaller guy named Juan Manuel Marquez. Got put to sleep, man. We can't even dispute that, man. This guy was out, okay? They had to get the smelling salts to get this guy up off the canvas, man. But you got these Pacquiao Pinoy fans that run around here and, y'all just mad because you mad that a Filipino is ahead of a black man in standings. Nah, we ain't mad. We just understand that y'all stupid. Y'all obsessed with this guy. Y'all probably got a Manny Pacquiao nightlife and all this other stuff, man. A pair of Pacquiao panties, trying to explain to us why Pacquiao's so great. Well, if Pacquiao's so great, why hadn't he fought Terrence Crawford? Why won't he fight Errol Spence? Okay, how come he fought Keith Thurman? And mind you now, Keith Thurman, who's already damn as good as anyway. But, how are these people going to explain all this? I mean, how are these people going to explain this, okay? If you're trying to tell me that he's also better than Larry Holmes, okay, and I got some good memories of Larry Holmes, man. My best memory of Larry Holmes is when he jumped off that car and drop kicked that dude. That's my favorite memory of Larry Holmes, man. And Larry Holmes was real, man. He was about that, man. Come on, man. Pacquiao, guy can't keep his dick in his pants, man. Dating all these prostitutes, known cokehead, did everything, man.
Hold on now, Coach. I refuse to let you insult prostitutes now.
Pacquiao like the prostitutes.
They serve a purpose now. Go ahead, man. I'm messing with you.
He want them prostitutes to pop out of the chocolate cake, man. Pacquiao's a freak, man. Pacquiao is a freak. And, we call him the greatest. And then people want to talk about, well, Oscar De La Hoya is great. Well, I mean, great in what retrospect? I mean, if we're talking about, spatulas and turkey basters, yeah, he is great. But if we talking about, pound for pound the best, no, man. Now, hell, I wouldn't even put Oscar De La Hoya. I wouldn't put him ahead of B-Hop. Yeah, B-Hop, became a champion when he was damn near 50. I mean, come on, man. We got so many fighters, man. Roy Jones Jr. Okay. Yeah, even Antonio Tarver. I throw Antonio Tarver up there. I don't know, man. These people, man, I don't know what these people smoking, man.
Hey, let me do something I know Blood's going to do, because I'm going to pass this to Blood because I know Blood's going to get in. Let me get these 2 super chats. I hope I didn't miss one. I'll review them in a second. My man, the African Sci-Fi House said, great point, Fanon. Can't debate that. And 78 said, KQKC be taking 15-second naps every 5 minutes. This brother is an alien pretending to be one of us, aka KQKC, aka brother from another planet. Yeah, dog, you be zooming out, dog. You do kind of look like one of them dudes in Men in Black. You know that motherfucker with the alien pop out the top of his dome?
Okay, someday I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. Hey, but let me go with this dude said right here. No disrespect, Mike Banks. Watch this. Why do you think Mayweather has a better skill set than Joe Gans? And I'll wait for the answer. I will read your entire answer as to why Floyd Mayweather's skill set is better than Joe Gans. Blood, what's your thoughts? And you know where I just went with that, Blood, because you've been talking about that for a week.
Okay, well, you got Mike Banks here. He says, skill set for skill set, Mayweather is better than every fighter. Now, I doubt very serious. Mike Banks, from the look of his picture here, he looks like he's past 30, okay? Still a young man, but I don't think he grew up watching boxing. And that's the problem with a lot of these guys, man, because when they start talking like that, he's not going to be able to answer anything about Joe Gans because they don't know the criteria difference. That's the problem with a lot of these brothers. Now, first of all, let's go back to Pacquiao, okay? Weight classes was put in place to protect smaller fighters. I keep telling you guys this, okay? That's why the concept pound for pound even exists. If Pacquiao got in the ring with, let's say, Nassim Rotman, he would lose. Even Eddie Chambers or the boxing banker or somebody like that would beat Pacquiao and they'd beat Mayweather too. There are several athletes that never even boxed that would get in the ring right now. You get Ray Lewis, one of these young linebackers in the NFL or something to fight one of them guys, man, they'll never had no boxing experience and get in there and beat these guys, okay? As far as skills and all of that kinds of stuff, different styles, okay? Remember that there were fighters at the turn of the century that were teaching boxing at the college level, okay? Boxing gyms, there were several more. I did a video some time back. Man, there was hundreds more gyms around all across America. If you take it back 50 years or even 60, 75 years, there was more boxing gyms in place back then. These guys spent all day in the gym. The fighters today, just like Anthony Yarde, for instance, okay? They're calling that shit that he got skills. And you know that, when he obviously is lost and confused and hasn't been taught. See, man, I just hate going through this again because people just don't understand it. It's as simple as this, man. The criteria has changed. Floyd Mayweather picked and chose his opponents for years. He fought a bunch of flat-footed Mexicans throughout his whole career, okay? The last 10 years, I was covering him on social media, starting around 2005, 2006.
Facts.
Mayweather, what's that?
No, I said that's facts. He did fight a lot of Mexicans that was slow.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And he fought a couple of brothers. He fought Shane Mosley when Mosley was past his prime. And yes, we know he called Mosley out some years before, and Mosley was complaining about a toothache and things like that. But there were other fights for him. There was Paul Williams out there. There was Vernon Forrest was out there. Winky Wright was out there. And since he's so great, he could have moved them to middleweight. Guys like Roberto Duran and them done it. When you fought guys your whole career like Victor Ortiz and guys like that, I could never, ever, ever place him nowhere in my top 30, okay? He doesn't have the kind of resume that he didn't. They'll say things like, oh, he beat 26 world champions, and then not understanding that throwback traditional boxing fans, we don't consider those guys as world champions. We just consider them title holders who got to take advantage of what boxing is today. It's a bunch of fake-ass titles, fake ranking systems. The shit's been going on for years. I've yet to see somebody who could come on and say that Floyd Mayweather is the greatest fighter and have a valid argument. Most of the people who say that don't know nothing about any other era. It doesn't matter what age they are. The brother who you just showed, that guy's an older brother. I can look at him and tell. He's an older brother. He probably was watching in the 80s and 90s. He was watching a lot of basketball and football. He got on the Floyd Mayweather through Fight Hype in 2010, and now Floyd Mayweather is his greatest fighter of all time. It's a joke. And when somebody else comes around like Canelo Alvarez and they start saying he's the greatest fighter of all times, hey, don't be mad. There's going to be another fighter that's going to come around. He's going to win 8 championships or 9 championships because pretty much every fight that you compete in now is for some kind of belt any fucking way. So they're going to be making up these false records and stuff like that and saying that he's the greatest fighter. That's why you subscribe to guys like Blood Boxing. You subscribe to Scrapbook Boxing. You subscribe to guys like that because we could tell you the difference of the errors. We try to cover some of that shit for you guys, but you guys don't listen to us. You guys listen to guys like Fight Hype and a bunch of bullshit-ass boxing journalists who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, who use headliners. It's just like people using this headliner now. Andy Ruiz says he's going to finish Joshua's career. Oh, that's a big deal. Oh, it's a good headliner to get some hits for your page, but it's not real boxing talk. You're not breaking down nothing. You don't know nothing about the past. You guys don't know anything of relevance when it comes to boxing. And when you start talking like that about Mayweather being the best, you have to back it up. You have to show us that you know who other guys are. You got to show us you know who Langford is and Johnson and Armstrong, that you at least covered the basics on these guys. I've covered the basics. I ain't even got into the pudding. On some of them, I did get into the pudding a little bit. But you guys never got it. That's why I said I don't respect none of these guys who say anything about the greatest fighter of all time. I don't respect none of them unless they could prove that they know about every other era, okay? We didn't get to see Ray Robinson's welterweight career. On paper, he knocked everybody out. And another thing, too, if you're going to be a smaller guy being called the best and this and that, you have to have a run like Marvin Hagler. You have to really prove that you could beat everybody in your weight class. Floyd Mayweather never did that. He was never undisputed. He always ran away from certain fights. How do I know he'll beat Devin Alexander and guys like that? I don't know. He didn't fight them. You know, he wouldn't fight those type of fighters. He's totally got black fighters off of his resume. Don't come to me talking about Andre Berto and Zab Judah, okay? He don't have no black fighters on his record. Even fighters from back in the day, Willie Pep and them fought more black fighters than him. Get the fuck out of here with that Mayweather shit. You're a newbie boxing fan. You're an older brother, but you're a newbie boxing fan, and I can smell you a mile away. And that's what I got to say about it.
Let me jump in here real quick on a couple things, just some administrative things. Hey, I got a lot of man. You know, Coach Sheldon Harris was my dude. Fahim, man, I love having you on the channel on a regular basis. So I'm put in a little bit of an awkward position here with you guys going at each other like that. So I just wish y'all could stop because I ain't about to block Fahim. I ain't about to block Coach Sheldon Harris. So it's just real tough, man. I know. Look, man, not everybody gets along, man. There's cats that like certain people, man, that I can't fucking stand. So I appreciate that. It's just real tough. It's just real tough for me to be able to moderate that, and I won't moderate it. So, I know no problem for Him Sator. It's like just it is what it is. I appreciate you guys saying that. Now, Blood is just telling the truth, man. And this is a dude that I'm gonna pass this. Actually, let me be polite, man, before I come back here, man. Let me pass this to my man, Drew Titan, man. What are your thoughts on that, Drew?
Wow. Well, first of all, if you want to apply the term, you want to talk about like who's the greatest of all time. That's what we're talking about, right? We're talking about that in particular.
Yeah. However you interpret it.
Yeah. Well, you know, people bring up Floyd all the time because you know he uses that phrase like how a pimp uses the term love to a bunch of the stable of his hosts. If you want to apply the term ducked to anyone, especially at 147, I would apply it to Vernon Forrest. You know, the man was a decorated amateur. Everybody knew who the fuck he was, and nobody fought him except Shane Mosley. And he fought him at the theater right here in New York City. I was there for that. And I've never seen an ass whooping like that up close, like in the ring like that. That was insane. He beat the shit out of Shane. He beat the shit out of him. Now, Floyd, he went where the money was. And, you know, we were supposed to get the Berto fight earlier, because at that time Berto was undefeated and no one saw him losing to Victor Ortiz. So that's why he went ahead and fought Ortiz at that time. But I mean, come on now. Floyd, his career is very, very, very strategic. He didn't fight Paul Williams, and I remember having a debate with a fellow back then when he had retired. His justification, I want you to listen carefully now. His justification as to why he didn't need to fight Paul Williams was because Paul Williams got in the ring one night and messed around and lost to Carlos Quintana. And then this guy calls me up and goes, see, Floyd would have did the same thing. I said, yo, come on, no, we can't say that. Because the very next fight, I believe Paul got in the ring and offed him in one round. And I called the brother back. I said, you see that? Paul had an off night. He was getting hit with all these counters. It was, nevertheless, Floyd didn't fight Paul Williams. He retired. Floyd didn't fight Vernon Forrest. He caught Shane too late. Although Floyd did when he was with Top Rank. He called out a lot of guys. He did, and they ducked him. But listen, for Floyd to say that he's the greatest of all time, it just doesn't hold weight. We all know what he did. He fought a bunch of number one contenders and title holders, but just because you're a title holder doesn't mean that you were the goods. Did anyone pick Victor Ortiz to beat Floyd? I mean, I know a bunch of Brits picked Ricky Hatton to beat Floyd, but Ricky Hatton was another, in my opinion, a manufactured UK guy who came stateside and got his ass beat. The blueprint was out on Ricky Hatton when he fought Luis Collazo. And I thought Collazo, if he had another 2 rounds, if he'd have beat Floyd Mayweather and say he's a GOAT, he could make the argument for his division. But no, you're not Sugar Ray Robinson. You're not even Jersey Joe Walcott, man. Stop, brother. You played the game. You robbed the game. I'm not even gonna say you robbed the game. You played the game correctly. You got out with $500 million with all your marbles and all your money and all your women and all your strip clubs. Yeah, that's great. I'm happy for you, brother. But shut the fuck up now. Now you can shut up. And you need to stop playing with this Saudi Arabia stuff. Just cut it out, man. It grinds my gears because, for years at the height of the Pacquiao fiasco, I mean, that was 5.5 years of nonsense. And when it got racial, I was forced to defend this guy. But enough's enough now. Go away. Leave and never return. Go away, man. Stop, man. And I get tired of these dudes talking about he is the GOAT. The GOAT at what, man? The GOAT at what? For every fighter you say he fought, I can bring up a guy that he didn't fight. And ask them, how would he have beaten this guy? How would he have beaten Paul Williams? See if they can have an intelligent conversation about how he would have beaten Paul Williams. Paul Williams was all 6'2.5". He could long ass arms. He could scratch his knees without bending over. How would Floyd have beaten him? Okay, it's a similar conversation with a work rate that high. How would Floyd would have beaten him? It's a similar conversation like when we say, okay, what if Floyd Mayweather fought Tommy Hearns? Everyone says Tommy Hearns would have knocked Floyd out. And I believe that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, really think about it. This guy, how would he have beaten Vernon Forrest? I mean, really think about that. And then when I say that, you know what people do? Oh, well, Ricardo Mayorga. Does Floyd Mayweather fight like Ricardo Mayorga? He fights nothing like him. So, you try and stay away from the triangle theories. You try and keep a level head with certain things. You know what I'm saying? Stop throwing that term GOAT around with these little dudes. Stop doing that. They were good for their division. They were good at the divisions they came through. But please, Floyd Mayweather versus, I don't know, Calvin Brock, the boxing banker. Is he beating him? Floyd Mayweather versus Tommy Morrison. Is he beating him? How about a smaller heavyweight? Floyd Mayweather versus Chris Bird. Is he beating him? Guys, with these lighter divisions, stop throwing the term GOAT around. You guys sound stupid. Cut it out, man. That's all I got.
All right, let me get a couple of these super chats, man, and then we're gonna 78 funny. Sci-fi scholar said, oh, first of all, Clifton Goodwin, man, much love in that super chat. He said, Canelo's a beast. That wasn't me yesterday. Got you now. Thanks, man. I got to remember who that is, man. But thank you very much. The African sci-fi scholar technically is Floyd the TBE, would be able to beat guys 50 pounds bigger than him, like heavyweights do regularly, 215 versus 276, etc. No doubt, D-style boxing, you can't be the GOAT if you ask other small dudes for catch weights because they were too big and strong in their natural weight class. Good point, D-style. 78 Sports TV said, let me lighten the mood. KQKC has been there from Planet Keebler, 1738. He is the blue-eyed raven. Man, KQ, man, it's hey, man. Taj Wright, much love in that super chat, man. Let me say this because I wanted to respond to something. Then we're going to switch off this particular topic. Respectfully, Art wants to respectfully, you can do that to almost anybody. Talk about who they fought and who they didn't fight. This was my point. My point was guys like Scrapbook Boxing can actually tell you how Joe Gans fought, what his record is, who are the people that he fought, what the rankings of the people that they fought were. He can actually, if you ask him about Sandy Sadler, he can talk about who Sandy Sadler fought, what the records of were the people that Sandy Sadler fought, when he fought them, what gym it was in. The guy has an encyclopedia. First of all, he got a 2,000-page. When you say a guy got a 2,000-page scrapbook specifically on Harry Greb, that's somebody that can actually talk about who was doing what, when in boxing. While I say I don't want to hear any of this stuff about little guys being the greatest, because, dude, it is subjective, but it's objective too. Because he can't beat guys that fought at the same time as him because he's too damn small. But most importantly, stop using Ali's fucking name. That's me. Now I'm being personal on this. Stop using Ali's fucking name. The fact that you keep calling people the GOAT, to me, is somebody that is, I'm a diehard Ali fan. Dude, Muhammad Ali said, I am the greatest of all times. That's where the fucking name comes from, dude. Mayweather is a fucking plagiarist. He's the GOAT. I'm the best ever. Dude, all he did was try to take Muhammad Ali's fucking style and cash in on it, man. Get the fuck out of here with Floyd Mayweather Jr., man. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is a very, very good fighter. A very good fighter at 126, 130, and the bit of time he's at 135. When he got up to 147, he was too small to be fighting real 147-pound fighters. If you look at who the guy fought at 147, the only guy that I can think of that was a legitimate 147 that started their career at 147 and wound up doing like what Hagler and Hearns did, which is wind up somewhere around 168. The only guy that he did that with was a green Canelo Alvarez that he beat on points. But just, dude, the plagiarism, the what I see in my face, pure logic of this is, how can you tell me who is the greatest of all time if you don't know who fought all time? That's the point that Blood Boxing had made. They said Blood had made the other day, where he said on and so I'm telling you, got to check these dudes' channels out. He said, look, man, I don't even know if Blood is a better historian than I am. Blood's like, I don't even know if I could really make an all-time great list, right? I don't even know if I could do it because I don't know, because there's only maybe 2-3 guys out there that we know of that can do it. Curtis Anderson can probably pull it off. Scrapbook Boxing can probably pull it off because those guys are in the weeds. You can't, in all this, how many you beat the most world champions ever, dude. I could play a game like you beat the highest percentage of world champions that were fighting at the time. There's 4 world champions. There are 4 world champions at any one point in time in a weight class. Can be 4 in any weight class. And he's saying he beat world champions. When did you beat him for the belt? Or did you beat a guy that had won a belt like Victor Ortiz, and Victor Ortiz won a belt, never defended it, and then fought you later? Let's get out of here, man. That shit is a bunch of marketing stuff, man. But Floyd's a good Very good fighter, man. Let's talk about it.
One more thing, Fernand. I'll make it real fast, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Another thing that they like to do too. First of all, anybody who says that Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao is the greatest fighter of all time, you need to question their boxing knowledge. I'm telling you right now, they're New Age fans. If they say it, and the things that they say too, one of the things they like to use is Pacquiao's an 8-time world champ, which boxing historians don't consider that, okay?
And
so
it's not true now. It's not even fucking true.
Yeah, and then another thing they'll say too, Fanon, is that Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao beat 20-something world champions, okay? So that's another one that shows that they're a New Age fan. Another one some guy had the nerve to use with me is that Floyd Mayweather has the highest CompuBox stats of all time, but yet they don't know what year CompuBox started. They don't know no history about CompuBox. They don't even know how the system works with the where you got the three guys with the buttons, with the 4 different buttons, who are all over the age of 50. I did a video where I even identified CompuBox operators, okay? I identified these guys by name. All these guys was over 50. They should have young kids. If they're going to have a CompuBox system and really acknowledge that, you got to have these young kids who play video games all day with the quick reflexes. They got to be the ones looking at that, not some 55-year-old who's got some slow reflexes and things like that. But in my opinion, there's only for me to respect somebody's historical list, I have to hear other stuff they've talked about. And the only 3 people, I'll name them. There's only 3 people that I've ever heard talk boxing who I would accept an all-time great list from. It's Kurt Anderson. I would respect his list. I would respect Scrapbook Boxing, like I said, to me, who is the most phenomenal historical boxing mind on YouTube, because he has the big scrapbook. My knowledge comes from 1,000 boxing magazines that I had throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s, okay? So that's where I started and I picked up. So I know how much information you could get from a scrapbook. He has a live scrapbook. There's one other guy, I'm not really a big fan of his, but he does know his boxing historically. His name's the Boxing Librarian. Anyone else on YouTube, I don't want to hear no boxing list until they could present to me some information showing me that they know all the errors. There are other historians on boxing YouTube. You got me, you got the guy over in England. There's a guy over in England that I'm not on good terms with right now. He's a boxing mind and a boxing historian, but me and him don't have the knowledge of a scrapbook boxing. I'm telling you now, I still have some more studying to do before I can present my all-time list. I have to know everybody that was here. Even though we don't have HD, we don't have HD of Walcott and all of them guys, okay? But you have to consider what they went through. You have to consider that these guys rode in the back of wagons. They had never seen, not even a picture of the fighter that they're going to fight. And back in the 1800s, early 1900s, they might come to the fight like somebody like Peter Jackson or Walcott. They'll come to the fight. These are smaller guys. And then the other wagon don't show up with the other fighter. They don't have no fucking cell phone to call and say, hey, where y'all at? They have to get something going for the crowd. So several times heavyweights and all kind of shit was pulled out of the crowd. Walcott beat somebody that beat Jack Johnson, and this guy was 5'1", okay? These guys fought with 4-ounce gloves. Mayweather was complaining about his hands being hurt after 30 fights or some shit. There's no way he could have got in there and fought guys and beat guys that beat Jack Johnson. He's just not tough enough, man. He's not from that cloth. He's a fake ass fighter in this day and age. All y'all boxing fans who are talking about boxing history of pound for pounds, shut the fuck up. None of you are qualified. Blood boxing ain't qualified, so you ain't qualified. So you shut the fuck up about Mayweather and go and do some boxing research. History is important in every other sport and every other thing that we have. There's nothing without history. You got to know the history. You can't go in football talking about the greatest football players today and you don't know who Johnny Unitas is and all of that. It's just doesn't make sense. But in boxing, you guys like to come forth after being fans since 2010 and talk about, oh, Mayweather's the greatest, not knowing that he cherry-picked for fucking 10 years. So, like I said, at this point, I don't have no apologies for, like Drew Titan said, we had to defend Mayweather at one time against a bunch of racists. But them days are over. The guy's a fucking, First of all, I don't like him, man. He's got like the Napoleon complex thing going. He's going around telling a bunch of lies and talking about how he's greater than Sugar Ray Robinson. This motherfucker couldn't even they would ask him something about Ali. He couldn't even I forgot what it was. It was something to do. He couldn't name, you know, he didn't know what happened with Ali with the whole thing with the draft and stuff like that. He showed when he started trying to talk about it that he had no insight on any of that shit. All he cares about is himself, his cherry picking ways. He was just fortunate enough to be around in a time when social media was birthed upon us. That's the only thing. That's what made him appear to you guys who don't know nothing about boxing like he's the best. Okay, so there's only 3 guys that I know personally that I think that could even give us an all-time list. I don't know who else can. I don't think Teddy Atlas can either, or none of them guys. Max Kellerman. Can't none of these guys give us no fucking list because there's no information out there. That's why scrapbook boxing, it was important for him to put out his scrapbook. That's why I'm going to keep my documentaries going, and I'm going to lift my game up on that too. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it.
All right, man. Let me go.
Hey, let me say something real fast.
I was gonna hold on, man, KQKC, because I was passing it to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, KQKC, man. What's your take? You follow up on what my man said, but I also want to talk about Eddie Hearn because this is switch. We got about another, 40 minutes left, 30 minutes left. So
Okay.
I definitely want to respect other people's time.
Okay.
Let's switch to this Eddie Hearn. Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua fight. I guess it's official in Saudi Arabia. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Well, you know what? I got a lot of thoughts on that. I spent all day trying to find out what is the truth about the docket and the fouling, then rescinding the foul that he did. Now, supposedly or allegedly, he's supposed to be getting an increase in the contract, whole new contract. And he's going over to Saudi Arabia, which they deemed that country is dangerous to travel to. But of course, Eddie Hearn, with his lying ass, going to sit there and say that, don't worry, your safety is okay. Don't worry, we're going to protect you. How is he going to protect anybody? And why is it Saudi Arabia so important for him to fight at? I mean, why not Israel? Why not Afghanistan? Why not Yemen? Why Saudi Arabia? Why is that such a big deal that you got that fight there? I get it. They had a fight there once, but I think they have more closely ties to Saudi Arabia than they do anywhere else. And if Anthony Ruiz don't cash in on this fight, then he might be ass out because I know they're going to try to take these belts from him. But sometimes you got to play it smart, If you want these belts, okay, fine. But you're going to pay for it. You're going to have to take them. And Eddie Hearn, he will lie to you in your face, and you'll think he's telling the truth. It could be pouring down, raining outside. And he can tell you it's raining outside, but you ain't going to believe him. You're going to have to go look for yourself. Because that's how he lied. He's a big-ass liar. So that's all I have on that. And with Floyd, Floyd is that type of motherfucker that he always have to have that attention. And he's right. Floyd ain't the best ever. He might be the best in that few short time while he was boxing. Yes, because the heavyweight division was gone. Klitschko was reigning because he couldn't find no real fighters to fight. Wasn't nobody taking no risk. So Floyd, he came popular just by acting a damn fool. They didn't go to see Floyd win. They came to see Floyd lose. And in the process, he became pay-per-view king. So that's how that ended up. So that's all I got. That's what's
up. Let me get to a couple of these super chats, man. Joseph D-Style Boxing. If Mayweather and Ali were at age 25, were neighbors, got an argument on their front line, who wins the fight? End of argument. Yeah, it would. You know what would happen if that was the case, man? Floyd would call his daddy. Floyd would call Antoine Walker. That big ass bodyguard of his, man. Anyway, man, we're gonna drop that. We're gonna drop that subject because I see cats taking that shit real personal up in there. Joseph Brown said, dudes reference for Floyd the OG like Fanon and Blood and KQ, Drew and Boxing had all referenced at the beginning of the sport, the modern day. You disqualify yourself if you ignore the past greats. Look, man, my thing, and I'm gonna end this conversation on that. I'm gonna take my privilege and say that, dude, all time means all time. If you want to say he is the greatest, that's fine. But you can't say, and a lot of y'all do this. You say he's the greatest of all time. And then we'll say, well, what about Archie Moore? And you say you can't compare eras. Well, then don't say he's the greatest of all time if you can't compare the eras. If you're going to say that somebody's the greatest of all time, you got to know everybody. Period. The only reason I think I can cheat is because the guy that I say is the greatest of all time is a heavyweight. And there's only a handful of people that you can make an argument could beat the dude in his prime. Maybe 7, 8 guys that people could say, oh no, in their prime, he would have beaten Ali in his prime. That's it. You can't. The simple virtue of the fact that the guy's a heavyweight cuts out everybody underneath 147 pounds. As great as Sugar Ray Robinson is, ain't nobody saying he's beating Joe Louis. Because if he could have beat Joe Louis, he would have moved up and beat Joe Louis. Anyway, yeah, you could say Lennox Lewis. You can make that argument. I would say he's got a glass ass jaw, is going to get beat. But you can make the argument. Yeah, Wilder can be great. Wilder's already well on the path to doing that. But not like anybody's actually going to give. Half these dudes ain't going to give him his credit. But let's talk about this, what's going on in the heavyweight division, man. Blood, we came around to what you wanted to talk about, Blood. Oh, Coach Shelton Harris. I'm sorry, man. I missed you on that last subject. Coach Shelton Harris, man, what are your thoughts about that, the conversation we just had? I ain't about to leave you out. My bad.
Well, I was listening to all the knowledge, man. Hearn?
No. This is the greatest of all time conversation. Did you get to talk on that?
Yeah, I did. I talked on that. I was probably one of the first people to talk about it. Like I was talking about how Floyd, and Manny, we can't consider them greats. They're great. They're good fighters.
Going at each other. Yeah, let's not relive that.
But no. I'm not talking about for him. I'm talking about I was actually talking about how Ernie Shavers. Can we put Floyd and Manny above Shavers? Can we put him above Holmes? Can we put him above Ali? I mean, can we put him above Roy Jones Jr.? I mean, there's a lot of fighters, man. Hell, can we even put him? I can't even put him above Jack Johnson. Hell, Jack Johnson fought. Man, Jack Johnson was doing a whole lot of stuff he wasn't supposed to do back then. He's beating up on white guys. Running around here. Hitting these white girls off and breaking them off, had them jealous. Opened a bunch of businesses. So I mean, Jack Johnson, to me, he definitely in my top 10, man, because he was doing stuff he wasn't supposed to do.
Yes, sir. Now let's go. Let me go right into that, man. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think is going to happen when Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua too? I'm gonna phrase the question like that.
Guys, I'm gonna just sit here. I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna tell all y'all, okay? Because every time I get a predict, I try to tell y'all. I think Ruiz gonna lose it this time, man. I think Hearn, they're gonna drag this guy over to Saudi Arabia. Andy Ruiz, he don't seem like he's serious, man. He on this world tour of popularity. Andy Ruiz living in the moment, man. And I think Ruiz gonna get in there and he might even get his ass whooped. Okay, listen, it's not far-fetched to think that AJ could actually win a rematch. Okay, he did drop him, man. AJ just didn't know how to close the show, but he dropped him. And I started looking at this. AJ was embarrassed, man. He was heavily embarrassed, and the guy want to get back in there. And them kind of guys, man, yeah, we know AJ a little soft, man. We know he is. We know AJ scared of Wilder. Okay, we know these are all facts. But when you get a guy back in there, who get a chance at redemption, and then you get one guy, Andy Ruiz, he just living in the moment, man. The guy, I don't know, man. He just not doing. I don't feel like Andy Ruiz right now is hungry, man. I don't think so. and this might sound crazy. Seems like AJ is a little bit more hungry than Andrew Ruiz. And that's bad, man. That's bad. Because first okay, the fight was gonna be in the UK. And then, Eddie Hearn, they said, okay, let's put it in Saudi Arabia. Now, I'm with y'all, man. I don't know what the hell you can do in Saudi Arabia. When I was in Africa, man, there's certain parts of Africa that's Muslim. And I'm going to tell you, you can't do stuff there. It ain't no clubs you can go to with a bunch of women, man. I mean, in certain parts of Africa is Muslim, man. Man, all these women clothed, man. So you ain't having no fun in them parts of the country. So, what are you really going to do? What is Eddie Hearn's connection with Saudi Arabia? And why Saudi Arabia? Why so quick to get Saudi Arabia? And then, too, let me talk about him getting sued, man. I was telling people that Eddie Hearn he wasn't going to sue Ruiz because it takes a long time to sue somebody, man. You can sue him and get the paperwork started, get the litigation started, but it's going to take a while, and see, they wanted to get this fight done faster than sooner because they want to get those belts back. And then they want to start negotiating prices, probably, pretty much to say, okay, Wilder, we got the belts back. So this is what we're going to do now. And see, if he got dragged into a legal battle with Andrew Ruiz, that takes a long time, man. So it would have been more trouble for him to sue Ruiz than to just go ahead and pay Ruiz more money. And that's what they did. They paid the guy more money. They made him an offer he couldn't refuse. And then he took it. He took the offer. But is Ruiz going to be ready? See, is he actually going to be ready? Is the guy really serious? Because Ruiz saying, man, I'm going to do this to AJ. I'm going to do this to AJ. He's sounding over cockiness, man. It's almost starting to be cocky. And I don't know, man. I don't know. And if Ruiz lose them belts, y'all, we can kiss undisputed goodbye. It's over, okay? Deontay Wilder will never see AJ in the ring, okay? I mean, if we thought AJ was scared now, hell, man, they gonna pray the blood of Jesus over AJ. And Deontay Wilder will never be able to get up in there, Fernand. He's not, man. It's not going to happen. I'm praying. Oh, do what? I'm sorry, sir.
AJ said that. He already said it. If he gets the belt back, nobody needs to talk to him about fighting Fury or Wilder because they froze him out. He already said that. Exactly what you're saying. Is the case.
This the kind of shit that we be talking about, man. We can't get the best to fight the best. And see people, they get mad at cats like Dana White. Well, yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man. this might not seem what people want to hear, man. But Dana White will make these cats fight each other. So he'll give them some money. And he'll say, yeah, you're gonna get these tune-up fights, you better do this. But see, in the fine print, when you deal with a guy like that, he gonna say, but you gotta fight. You gotta fight this person, or you gotta fight an opponent of our choosing for 3 of your fights. If it's a 3 contract deal, he'll make these guys fight, man. That's what we need, man. This stuff with AJ should have never been allowed, man. It should have never been allowed. Like, how the fuck do you call yourself a champion, a unified champion, but you don't want to fight the other champion who got the other belt? Like, it's baffling to me. And then you got these goofy ass UK fans, okay? These goofy ass UK fans with the English flag on their drawers. They running around here, man, defending all of this, man. Well, Wilder fans are just idiots, Wilder fans. I don't understand how we idiots when we just want to see AJ get in there with Wilder and take his medicine like a good boy. That's what we want. But we the bad guys here. It's us, y'all. We bad for boxing. The PBC is bad for boxing. Deontay Wilder's bad for boxing. Deontay Wilder's a demon. All of this stuff to avoid this guy from fighting Wilder. That's what this is about. We'll never see undisputed, y'all. If Ruiz go in here and fuck this up, that's it, y'all. We done. Okay. Don't talk about AJ. Don't talk about undisputed because if Wilder loses the belt. Now let's say if Wilder loses the belt to Ortiz, they ain't gonna fight Ortiz either. Undisputed is dead, y'all. I hate to say it, it's dead. And I got a feeling AJ gonna win this fight. I got a feeling. God dang, y'all. Yeah, I know it sounded negative. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want y'all to think this is negative, man, but this is what we're looking at, y'all. I mean, would I want to back my brother? I want to. But my brother is, he's a coward, y'all. He's a coward. AJ is a coward. He's a coward. He's scared. The man has said that he was scared. The man told Blue Blood Sports, if you want me to fight Wilder, why don't you fight him?
He told Blue Blood this to his face. You want me to fight Wilder? No, you fight him. This is a coward, y'all. This is a coward wannabe street. This dude ain't from no streets. AJ is soft, y'all. God dang, man. And I shake my head in disgust that he black too, man. I shake my head at this coward. Damn. All I want to say is fuck. I don't even cuss, man.
That's all good, man, because 78 got me about to cry. You said, tell Blood stop hating on Floyd. Mayweather is just better than Ali. Who did Layla ever fight? Floyd is the GOAT. Stop hating. Floyd is the greatest woman of all time. Man, that's hilarious, man. But real quick before I pass this on, I get this to Drew. Look, man, the dude who just had that thing up about who had a better record between Lennox Lewis and Muhammad Ali. Come on, man. Dog, I'm gonna say this respectfully, dude. Come on, man. That's not even close. Ali has like what, 7 or how many is like 8 or 9 Hall of Famers he beat, like 8 or 9 of them. An older Archie Moore. He beat Sonny Liston. He beat Sonny Liston when he was 40-1. He was a 40-1 underdog. He beat him the second time when he was like a 20-1 underdog. Then he beat Joe Frazier twice. He beat George Foreman when he was an 80-1 underdog against George Foreman. He beat Kenny Norton twice. He beat Ernie Shavers. He was a 9-time. He was 2 different times he defended a heavyweight championship 9 times in a row. He was the unified champion for 9 title defenses. Not unified. He was the undisputed heavyweight champion for 9 title defenses on 2 different occasions. He was a 7 or 8 time fighter of the year. The cat is the fucking athlete of the century. The athlete of Sports Illustrated athlete of the century. Dude, come on, man. There's no comparison between Lennox Lewis's resume and Muhammad Ali's resume. The only question is, could, and I think it's a reasonable question, could Lennox Lewis beat Ali? That would be a conversation to have. Who had the better resume? Dude, Muhammad Ali's resume is pornographic. Okay? That's the shit. That's the closest shit. And speaking of which, this is how ridiculous this dude's resume is. The one historian that Blood talked about in the UK, that's why I lost respect for him. Not at his boxing knowledge or his knowledge of the facts, but his analysis of them. Because he broke down this, he came up with a grid, basically a calculation about how you rank fighters. And he had different considerations, like how many top 10 fighters did you fight? How many undisputed champions did you fight? The number of title defenses. He named all these criteria, right? And he ranked a shitload of fighters by this criteria. And he said when he looked at Ali, some shit might still be up on his page. He was like, I had no idea. It was like, I think Lennox Lewis has scored somewhere like 1,000, and Ali's score was like around 4,500. Some crazy shit like that, because he beat so many guys that were in the top 10. He beat everybody. He beat Oscar Bonavena. Y'all don't even realize who some of these guys are, like Oscar Bonavena. Like who are the guys he came back right after that retirement? Oscar Bonavena, Jerry Quarry. These guys were consistent top 10 fighters. Now, man, Ali fought everybody, dude. That's somebody you can never say didn't fight. He fought everybody. And now maybe Lennox Lewis wasn't in the position to be able to get those fights because, earlier in his career, because he was avoided, where Ali was the cash cow and everybody wanted to fight him. But he won the heavyweight championship, defended the heavyweight championship, on like 4 different continents? North America, Europe, Africa, and Asia? Dude, there's just no comparison between that dude's resume and any other heavyweight's resume. And mentioning somebody like David Tua, see that I think you're falling into recognizing the people whose name you recognize. You might not know who Mildenberger is, or who what's the cat's name or Henry Cooper is, or even a guy like Bob Foster, the light heavyweight that moved up, probably one of the greatest light heavyweights of all time that moved up. what's his name started? Evander Holyfield started at cruiserweight. He probably would have never been able to make light heavyweight. I don't know though. But anyway, that was my take on that. What's your take on the outcome of this fight between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz 2? Drew?
Well, I'm gonna stand on my square. I'm gonna go with Ruiz, and I'm gonna say Ruiz is gonna clap him within 4 rounds. And the reason why I say that is because it's not so much everything Coach said. That is a concern. Those are real concerns. But I think at this point, AJ is just talking himself up into a riot right now. You know, he's trying to amp himself up right now, and it's not going to help. Once he gets walked down and feels one punch, he's going to fold. He reminds me of I know y'all remember when Frank Bruno was fighting Mike Tyson for a second time. He was giving these interviews. He says, "Yo, I'm going to get in the ring. I'm going to knock Mike's head off into the first roll." And Mike snatched his food and broke the plate over his head, man. He beat the shit out of him. And I think I see AJ doing the same thing. He's mean mugging now. He's talking about it was a lucky punch. You got dropped 4 times, dogs. There's no luck about that. This isn't an Oliver McCall situation where he caught Lennox with something he didn't see. This isn't a Hasim Rahman situation where Lennox ain't trained and he ain't take it seriously and he wasn't used to the altitude and he got caught. Okay, this is a situation where AJ has a soft spot behind his right ear. Everyone go look at the fight. He got hit by his right ear. He was in Boogie Wonderland. He never recuperated. Okay, and I believe that Andy is going to stalk him. Now, hopefully, because this is boxing, hopefully he doesn't come in there too confident, stalks him and eats one. Okay, because that could change everything. But I believe that Andy's going to go in there, walk him down, and we know that AJ cannot go backwards. He doesn't fight well off the back foot at all. He's used to walking forward. And he's going to try and box, and that's going to be his demise. He's going to get caught, and everyone go look and see what I'm talking about. AJ has a soft spot behind his right ear. There's no fixing that. Once that goes on a fighter, you cannot fix that. You can literally walk up to AJ and pluck him behind the ear, and his equilibrium will be gone. I've seen this happen. Okay, Andy's going to catch this guy again. I think he's going to clap him at 4. AJ's going to look bad. He's going to be on his bike. He's going to try the first 10 seconds to walk forward. And when Andy doesn't back down and he catches him in these exchanges, you're going to see AJ get hurt. The only thing I'm concerned about is, we talk about how, Kovalev played games with Yarde's luggage. I'm worried about things like that. And if Andy wins, I think forget the post-fight interview, get your family or whoever came with you there and get the hell out of Saudi Arabia. I don't know why that's happening over there. I don't know what that devil Eddie Hearn's snake just flew out my mouth just now. I don't know what kind of deal he has with those people over there. But this is the dangerous thing. All right, knock AJ the fuck out and get out of there. And I think he's gonna clap him between the second and the fourth. I don't see AJ fighting off the back foot. I don't like that soft spot behind his right ear. That you can't fix that. And hopefully after this, we can move on to Undisputed. I'm still holding on to hopes that everything is going to be all right with Undisputed. I'm just holding on to those hopes.
Blood, you still there? Let me read Curtis Anderson's thing while Blood comes back. It takes, Curtis Anderson said, much love in that super chat. Curtis Anderson said, it takes a certain dedication and love to know the history of the sport of boxing. Ironically, me and Scrapbook come from the same gym. Great show. Thank you very much, sir. I'll wait for Blood to come back from drinking. Blood, you there?
I'm here, man. I couldn't find the damn
What's up,
man, on the damn
Curtis Anderson?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So who do you take on Andy Ruiz and Joe and AJ? How you see this next fight playing? What are your thoughts on this?
You are going to face Loaded Blood. If you do not face the loaded gloves, you will face loaded guns. Anthony Joshua does not need to be tested here in Saudi Arabia. He is one of us. You are a lousy American, and you must face the barriers we place in front of you. If not, we will develop an end to your existence. Listen, he is crazy for going out to Saudi Arabia, but it's on him. I'm going, with all that said, I'm going to pick Andy to win. AJ is a bona fide certified lame, man. Not only is he a big, slow robot, but he can't take a punch, just like Drew said. He's got that soft spot. He's mentally slow. He can't decide on if he wants to sip tea with the queen or be a Euro thug, okay? A Euro thug is one of those guys that used to rap on the tracks of Soul to Soul, the music group Soul to Soul, who I noticed Anthony Yarde came out to yesterday.
Back to life, back to reality.
Yarde and AJ are cut from that cloth. They look like the missing members of CNC Music Factory and Snap. I got the power type.
Hey,
Remind me, if I saw AJ in a new video, this motherfucker got a do-rag on looking like a fucking lame, man, with a big old smile on his face. I'm like, man, take that do-rag off your fucking head, boy. Straighten up your hair, go get you a haircut, and go sip tea with the queen, motherfucker. You ain't about none of that, okay? And Saudi Arabia, it's a dangerous country. We all know that, man. They have all kind of terrorist groups that are in existence in that country. Now that Andy Ruiz has decided to go on over there, he's on his own. He did what he had to do to get some more money. He made the decision to go over there. I don't want to hear no bullshit after the fight. I'm still picking him to win. I still think that Eddie Hearn has built some relationships. They may pay Andy. They may not. If they decide not to pay Andy Ruiz that money, what the fuck is Andy Ruiz going to do about it? Is he going to take them to court? Now they're in Saudi Arabia. Okay, they don't have to pay him. I heard that they took forever to pay Amir Khan. Probably still ain't paid him yet. So he might not even get that money. Okay, so he's the one who's crazy enough to go over there. I don't know why the Mexican fans didn't put it on him and tell him, like, look, man, keep your ass from over there. Okay, but he decided to go over there. I also question the nonprofit agency, VADA, and I want to know who the assigned DCO is, because it's time that some of these DCOs be put on blast, because there's too many people.
DCO means what?
Doping control officers. Okay, they're the ones who is assigned to take these tests for the fighters, the DCOs, the doping control officers. Need to let us know who these DCOs are by name, because they're letting people go into the ring with shit still in their system. So what's the point in having a nonprofit organization if people are still coming in there dirty? Okay, I believe that not only exemptions take place, but there are also incidents that occur that are swept under the table. And I'm not trying to pick on Floyd, but a good example is the time when one of the USADA DCOs came over to Floyd Mayweather's residence, and he had a fucking IV needle stuck in his ass. Okay, that came out later, but you know, they try to sweep all kind of shit under the table. I don't know what the relationship is between the nonprofit employee DCO and whoever paid them to take the test. How do I know that they're going to go over there and test Anthony Joshua? Is he taking some shit right now? Does he got a needle stuck in his ass right now? I don't think Andy Ruiz has a needle stuck in his ass, but you know, you can't tell. I mean, they go over there to Saudi Arabia. What rules do they have in place to make sure that these guys take they need to take before the fight, the post-fight test, all of that shit? They have no system in place. They don't have ring card girls. They don't have none of that shit, okay? So it's something different, man. I don't trust none of it. I think that they're up to something, man. I do believe, like I said, that Dana White has built some relationships in Saudi Arabia, man. I hope that Andy Ruiz could go over there. I hope he gets paid all his money. I hope they don't fuck him over. I do believe that AJ will be juiced to the gills when they fight. Point blank, period. I'm still going to favor Andy Ruiz because AJ just can't fight. He's a big, dumb robot. He'll do whatever Eddie Hearn tells him to do. He don't have a mind of his own. He's mentally weak. He might even fold in front of Saudi Arabia. I saw him over in Saudi Arabia wearing Daisy Dukes, playing soccer with these motherfuckers, okay?
Orangutan.
The motherfucker.
No, man, come on.
He's been over to Saudi Arabia 4 or 5 times. He got people over there and shit, man, okay? He over there with Daisy Dukes getting all cuddly. I saw the guy smack him on his ass, man. Because 1 minute he's a thug, the lost member of CNC Music Factory. The next minute he's wearing Daisy Dukes and getting slapped on the ass playing soccer in Saudi Arabia. So
that's a true story. That's a true story. There's video of it. That's a true story.
Yeah,
that's not bullshit. That's not a joke. That's a true story. He filmed his legs. He filmed his legs, and then he fell on the floor. Sorry, he filmed his legs.
But then give it back to blood. Because people can't hear conversations.
Okay, so it's on video. But anyways, I'm gonna go with Andy Ruiz to answer your original question. With all that said, I'm still gonna go with Andy Ruiz. I think he has what it takes. Me personally, I think he should take some juice. Try to find out what kind of juices that AJ's taking, because it needs to be even playing field. Eddie Hearn would do anything to get them belts back. Anything, which includes cheating, putting people's lives at risk. He doesn't care. Eddie Hearn needs to be outlawed. You had a whole bunch of these dumb motherfucking dart chuckers over there who can't talk no fucking boxing. They come out all the time giving headliners, just to catch people for fucking AdSense and monetization. So they come out with headliners, and the boxing public is so stupid, they fall for that and go listen to some illiterate guy who could barely even talk about boxing. All right. So, it's a fucking joke what's going on right now. So whatever, man. And yes, I am a hater. That's right. You take that shit to the bank, motherfucker. You motherfuckers over in Europe don't know how to talk no boxing. The only one who talking good boxing is EJ Boxing right now. All the rest of you guys suck ass. All the rest of you suck ass. You can't talk no boxing. You can't even utilize proper English. You're from over there. I put live streams out there. I went on the EJ show. He put a live stream out there. Put it open. You guys don't want to talk to me because you can't fuck with me. All you fucking Euro boxing fans, you guys are making boxing look bad overseas, man. I thought that boxing was supposed to be a major sport over there. You're making it look bad with your amateur boxing talk, okay? And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Lindsay Tur said, we invented boxing. You did. You also invented this country, and y'all lost that shit, and you lost boxing. Yeah, you built the shit up, and it got snatched. Don't nobody doubt that, Lindsay Tur. We invented boxing, son. Yeah, you invented it. And just like some little punk brought their lunch to school and some big ass dude took it out of his hand and said, that's my lunch. Remember that shit? Like, my dad sent me back to get my bike. That's my bike. That's my bike, punk. That's how we did it to y'all. That's boxing. It's our boxing. Fuck out of here. Y'all ain't as good as us in that, and you know it. Let's just stop. And that ain't no insult. And I'm going to say this to my man, Best Fight the Best, too. If you're not subscribed to Best Fight the Best, subscribe to Best Fight the Best. Look, man, this is what I'm going to tell you about all these little-ass dudes. I'm telling you, I don't believe in little dudes, all right? And I'm going to relate to this just so you know that I am not being full of it, okay? I can fight. I don't talk about that a lot, dude, but I can fight. I've been in a shitload of fights, okay? I know how to defend myself. If you put your hands on me, dog, there's something coming back at you. Okay, I met Black Fight Fan TV in Houston, and I was like, God damn, I need a gun for this big motherfucker here because he's too damn big. Okay, I realized like shit, I might be able to hit this dude 2-3 times, but if he leaves one of them big ass fucking mitts on me, dog, my shit's gonna be shook. That's just how it works. I was playing football with this dude I would try to block this 200. He's like 6'6". Really heavyweight, well over 300 pounds, dude. Dude, I tried to sit next to me. This dude tried to like block him just to move him out the way. Dude, this cat caught me with just a little bit of his elbow, lifted me the fuck up off the ground. I didn't feel no pain, but I lifted off. I felt my feet lift the ground, and I felt my whole body go parallel, and I didn't see shit but blue. And I bounced like, boop. And the dude came back. The dude came back, man, picked me up, when I say pick me up, I mean, he grabbed me by this part of my arm and literally picked me up off the ground. He didn't help me up. He picked me up. And he said, man, don't ever do that again. All right. I don't want to hear this little ass dude shit, man. Because when you get in there with a cat that is too much fit, it's still a sport. And size is talent. Okay, Allen Iverson might be a better Dog, it just doesn't work, man. You too little. And then them big ass boys. And when you're talking about a guy that is, when you get over 200 pounds, a real over 200 pounds. I'm not talking about fat over 200 pounds. I'm talking about real solid 210, 220 pound men. Dog, if they catch you, zhish, that shit, yeah, black fight fan, big as shit, dude. No, man, that dude will turn your fucking head. Now, if I caught him right, like with my full elbow.
Man, if you caught Black Fight Fan, bro, you just piss him off. So a big guy like that,
pretty much.
You just piss him off and get beat up worse, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a pretty big guy too. Like in my prime, I was 6'4". They say I'm 6'3" now, but when I'm in shape, I only weigh 205. Somebody like Black Fight Fan, this guy was a defensive lineman. I was
his ass a full 270.
I'll tell you what, I want to fuck with
that's a for real 6'4", 270.
You don't have no kind of fade with somebody like Junior the Truth.
Junior the Truth.
Someone like Junior the Truth or Black Fight Fan, no fade with them, dog. No
fade. I tried to say it for pride, dog. I tried to say, hell yeah, I did. I signed him up just in case. I always do that. I'm telling you, dude, I'm paranoid about being in public places. And whenever I'm around somebody, dude, I can't help it because I've been in so many fights. And I thought to myself, nah, dude, this motherfucker for real he's gigantic. He ain't just fucking big. That motherfucker is full-fledged gigantic. So I was like, nah, we gonna get along, dog. We're gonna get along so we can get up out of here. Same thing with Junior the Truth. I met Junior the Truth. I was like, God damn, dog. These dudes some real big dudes, man. Let me get to these super chats. I'm just telling you though, if you ever met that's when Black Fight Fan TV says, man, I know all y'all talking that shit, but if you ever saw me in person, you ain't gonna say nothing to me. And I saw that's really what made me do it. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
You think I'm a big dude? Nah.
Huh?
You think KQ a big dude?
Listen. If you guys hit Black Fight Fan,
I can tell you right now, dog, you not as big as I don't know how big you are, but dude, being as big as Black Fight Fan TV is real. That's a for real big ass dude, man. That's an NFL football player, big ass dude, man.
Oh yeah, I know he a big dude. Yeah,
that's a big ass dude, man.
If you punched a man, he'll probably say, "We in this thing, man."
Well, why you want to go and do that, man? Why you want to go do that, man?
Ticket TV, he a big dude too. Shoot, he's 6'9".
Dogs, I ain't fuck with. That's all I'm saying, man, about the size thing. Let me get to the super chats, and I'm gonna give it to KQKC to answer that question. Trill Boxing Talk said, "Fat shout out to the OG Boxing Talk. I'm late, but I came to church. Much love in that super chat." Says White Jesus. Caleb Plant. When does Caleb Plant fight? Oh, my Omega Red. My OG love the show and all the Wilder. Oh, excuse me. And all the love Wilder getting in UK is killing these simple ass trolls. Love, conquer, hate, killing them softly. Yeah, that's another dude. That's Marsalis Wallace. And I was like, this is a little Wilder. That dude big as shit too. Marcellus' brother. That's a big ass dude, man. Much love to the super chat, Clifton Price. Hey, KQKC, what's your take on him, man?
I'm gonna take on take on who? Andrew Ruiz and Anthony Joshua.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you this. Hold on. I'll tell you like this. Andrew Ruiz is kind of like living a life too much. He's not taking his fight seriously like he should, like the first time. Yeah, he got all the belts, but he's not taking it seriously. You know, he lost a little weight. Yes, he probably going there and fight the same way. But have they thought of a game plan? Do they have an A or a B? Do he know how to make adjustments on the fly? Because AJ, he's real serious about getting these belts back. Now, he got a little brain cells coming back, and he's talking big shit. He think Fury and Wilder trying to block him out. But we know if he get host to those belts, Wilder's going to be waiting a long time because Eddie Hearn is a motherfucker to deal with. He's a son of a bitch. He makes my ass itch, and I mean that because he's one of them type of guys that will lie to you and lie and still have you thinking That's the truth. You know, anytime somebody have a press conference without the fighters and sit there and put a billboard backdrop on Saudi Arabia when nobody even answer or he ain't even signed nothing, you know, that shows you, you know, and threaten to sue, go right ahead. Go right ahead. This is a federal. You know, the president said, hey, you can't travel there. It's dangerous. You know, travel at your own risk. You know, so what I think gonna happen is, I hate to say it, but Anthony Joshua gonna get them belts back. You know, that's why I said, Ruiz, you know, hey, look, if you have to,
Yep, I
sell them
told you.
damn belts. Sell them belts. If you have to, just sell them. You know, that's all you're doing. Sell them, you know, make the best out of a bad situation. Set your family up for life, you know, because if you do get past Wilder, Fury, Josh, you can't get past Wilder because he's gonna be a unification sooner or later.
Preach,
So,
Pastor.
so I hate to say it, you know. So Anthony Joshua gonna get them belts back, you know, and that motherfucker gonna hold on to him tight as hell. Cause you know why? He knows how to lose. He knows what it feels like to lose. And I'm not gonna be long, but Wilder did. See, Wilder, that's a champion. That's a people's champion. He didn't kick the man when he was down. He said, look, just because you had one loss, that doesn't mean that your boxing career is over with. See, that's why he needs some new people around him. He got a team that don't even believe in him. Eddie Hearn said, hey, you lose this rematch, your career is over with. No. That means your cash cow is over with. That's all.
Oh yeah, let me go to John Collins, because you talking shit, John Collins. You say a fighter that can win belts from 126 to 160 can't be better than a heavyweight is bigger. That disregards skill, speed, record, etc. All right, let me start. I'm gonna tell you how I read. I don't know what you meant, but I never said that a fighter that wins a belt from 126 to 160 can't be better than a heavyweight. I say it can't. I just said that they're not. Theoretically, anything could fucking happen. But no, first of all, I don't know anybody that's ever won a belt from 126 to 160.
Thank you. Tell him to identify.
Yeah, no, but I'll just go theoretically because he's just making a number. He's just making a number up. I don't know anybody that's ever done that. Because Manny Pacquiao, if you're talking about Manny Pacquiao, you're not talking about Manny Pacquiao because his shit was earlier. You're definitely not talking about Floyd because Floyd didn't go to 160. So I don't even know who the fuck you're talking about. Maybe 130 to 1 lightweight. But you're talking about Archie, maybe did Henry Armstrong win the middleweight? Thought he did anyway. If you're talking about Henry Armstrong,
I don't think he ever won the middleweight. Kurt, where you at? I saw you in Henry Armstrong did not win the middleweight for now.
He won what? The featherweight, the lightweight, and the welterweight, right?
That's what I believe. Yes.
Featherweight, lightweight, middleweight.
Yeah.
So anyway, fuck all that. Ain't nobody ever done that. However, when you say disregard skill, speed, record, etc., you're ignoring a skill called length. You're skipping length. You think some 5'2" motherfucker is going to be how's he going to get inside to use his skill against a guy with an 84-inch reach when his shit is 62? Okay? How are you what kind of skill is going to keep this guy's jaw intact when somebody that is putting 10,000 pounds of torque on his fucking jaw? What's he going to block it with his hands? He will knock his ass out through his gloves, stupid. Mike Tyson, if Andre, you could put Floyd Mayweather Jr. in a corner, put both his hands right here, Ernie Shavers will hit his ass on the glove and knock him out. Bah! And he's going to go to fucking sleep. What do you think he's going to parry that shit or something? Size is talent, dog. Size is talent.
And
you can't say who's the better basketball player, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Muggsy fucking Bogues because you want to get us do some phony hypothetical comparison. I'm talking facts. You talking about hypotheticals. What if there was no height difference? What if there was no speed difference? What if there was no punch endurance? When we talked about when Blood said about Black Fight Fan TV, like if you just hit him, it's just going to piss him off. That's what's going to happen, dog. Manny Pacquiao, if he hits Deontay Wilder, it's just going to piss him off and make him knock him out quicker. He will lift that little dude up off the fucking ground, dog. You could put goalposts in the second fucking row. Dude, much respect to Rocky Juarez. See this? This is Rocky Juarez's card. I met Rocky Juarez. Didn't Rocky Juarez, did he fight Marco Antonio Barrera? Rocky Juarez, I do believe, fought Marco Antonio Barrera, and he might have fought Eric Morales, right?
I believe. I think he fought Barrera for sure.
He fought Barrera for sure. Dude, this guy, I met him. He is about 4 inches shorter than my 13-year-old son. This dude soaking wet can't weigh 120 fucking pounds. Get the fuck out of here. They're little ass dudes. If you ever actually see these guys in person, you'll see what I mean. Go to a fight and look at them. Dude, I even looked at Errol Spence, and I'm a huge Errol Spence fan, and I know Errol Spence would beat me up now. I ain't tripping. But I was like, wow, it bugged me out how much smaller he was than me. Like, wow, he is a welterweight. Like, you have to see these guys. You have to see Floyd Mayweather and see Lennox Lewis. I met Lennox Lewis. Dude, I looked up at Lennox Lewis like, dude, this is a big-ass dude. I looked the same night that I saw Lennox Lewis, I saw Floyd Mayweather Jr. There ain't no way in the world they putting Floyd Mayweather Jr. anywhere near that big-ass dude, man. You guys want to credit people for hypotheticals. You want to be hypothetical about it and then switch this hypothetical into fact. And records don't fight, homie. Records don't fight. Lennox, who should have won the fight between Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz if you looked at the record? It should have been Andy Ruiz because it should have been Anthony Joshua because he had the record. Dude, people got to get in. Styles make fights. The same fighter can lose to a fighter they should beat on any given night. That's one of the big problems with boxing now is you don't have multiple fights, multiple repeats. You saw what happened with Manny Pacquiao when he got into the ring one too many times with Juan Manuel Marquez. Juan Manuel Marquez put his ass flat to sleep on his face. You forget that? Or you just want to write that? You just want to write that off. That didn't count. So what? We're just going to forget that he lost to Eric Morales. You're just going to forget that there's a guy on this planet who I do believe is still alive that weighed 115 pounds that knocked out Manny Pacquiao. The guy that weighed 118 pounds in a fight that knocked out Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao got knocked out at 115 twice. He got knocked out. At 140. What was that? Was it 135, 140? But get out of here, man. You just trying to find some reason, Joan, to give somebody credit on hypotheticals. And hypotheticals are cool, but call them hypotheticals. Call them hypotheticals. I am just saying, educated guess, if you did these things, then this would happen. If I could magically make Errol Spence Jr. the size of Deontay Wilder, I would pick Errol Spence over Deontay Wilder. If I could magically make that happen, dog. Hell yes.
Address Joe Collins.
If they weigh the same, well, let me tell you, man, give me all your fucking money and I'll give it back to you when that if happens. I'll pay you if I feel like it. What the fuck is that going to get you? You're gonna mow my lawn, do some work. If I say I'll pay you if I feel like it, if I like it. What are you gonna do with your taxes? You call somebody about your taxes, and the IRS, if you're from the US, says, "Hey, pay me my tax." Yeah, I'll pay you if I feel like it, and they'll be like, "I'll put your ass in jail if you don't." Fuck all y'all hypothetical dumb shit, man. That's stealing the credit from. That's one of the big problems in boxing. Don't nobody really respect 122-pound fighters. Nobody except for fucking Steve Kim, who's trying to put out an article to talk about the new sensation that they found. Get out of here, man. These guys, these real dudes will go to these fights, see these little ass dudes and have no respect, man. No respect, because they're horse jockeys. You kidding me? They're the size of horse jockeys. Shut up. Of course they're going to be faster. Their arms are this long. Oh, look how fast he is. Well, how fast would he be if you lengthen his arm by a foot? You're looking at hand speed when you're seeing punches being thrown 22. You're fast as shit when you only got to punch that far. Let's get out of here, man. You're going to be fast as hell when you only weigh 120 pounds. Them big boys will take your head into a swivel objectively, not hypothetically. Objectively, they will hurt you, dude. And y'all try to steal the credit from these dudes up in those weight classes, man. And it ain't cool. When you're trying to tout Lomachenko, Lomachenko, he's the must-see. And not him? Hold on, let me see. You want me to watch him and not him? Do you think this a 5'2" and under league is going to sell in basketball? They will laugh you out the fucking building. You come up with an idea. Hey, let's have a 5'2" and under basketball league so we can see how, and we'll lower the rims. And we're going to lower the rims for it. We're going to give the 5'2" and under league 7-foot rims so we can see their athleticism. Get out of here, man, with this little ass midget shit, man. He said, Fanon, you're going hard as hell when you 200 plus. That's the same argument in reverse. Say you're going to hit. Exactly. But I'm talking about objectively, Fahim. And let me counter what you said. I'm saying when you're over 200, you do hit hard as hell. You actually do. Okay? I'm not saying you might. You actually do. I'm not saying who has more money race for race, me or Bill Gates. Yeah, I guess you got more money than me, race for race. You're in a higher percentage of wealthy, of black people in America. That ain't true because he's 0.00%. But let's just say I make $200,000. I make $200,000 a year. That puts me in the top 1% of money that's earned by black Americans, right? Top 1%. Probably does put you in the top 1%. Do you think I'm as rich as the top 1% European American? You think my hypothetical money spends? This hypothetical shit you come up with? Yeah, not you, but people come up with? Of course not. I don't want to hear this hypothetical crap, man. We can do hypothetical crap all day. Objectively speaking, nobody wants to get in the ring. Deontay Wilder has the opportunity, chance to beat anybody that steps in the ring with him. Anybody, no matter how big, small, otherwise, dog. That's why you get to see shit like Dominic Brazil. When Dominic Brazil just goes boof like that. You rarely get to see that. The last time I can remember that really happening in a smaller weight class was Manny Pacquiao laying on his face. Anyway, that's just my thoughts.
Real quick, Fanon.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, for Joan Collins, for instance, okay, he left that comment up there. He left several other comments since you've been talking, and yet he still has yet to identify this fighter that went from 126 to 160 because he can't. Another comment he also left is, hell yeah, Floyd would thrash Wilder if they weigh the same. That if word is used a lot by guys who developed this way of thinking. He got a lot of that stuff from that guy Ben Thompson over at Fight Hype. That's who we got that shit from. But since you want to talk about fighters and weight spans and things like that, I have so much artillery, man. The two guys who I saw cover the most weight since I've been a boxing fan are Roy Jones Jr., who started at 160 and ended up a heavyweight, and James Lights Out Tony, okay? I don't know nobody. Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao did not cover the weight span that those guys covered. Those guys started out at 160. If you talk about 126 to 160, what you're talking about, 26, 36, 46, 50, you're talking 36 pounds, okay? Now with Roy Jones, you're talking a guy who ended up fighting a guy 225, okay? You do the math. He started out at 160, You go to 100 to 200 pounds, that's already 60 pounds. You take that extra 25 that Ruiz weighed, that's 85 pounds span. You can't fuck with that, motherfucker. Manny Pacquiao can't fuck with that. He didn't cover 85 pounds. James Toney and Roy Jones did. Floyd Mayweather didn't do it either. Because you know what their fans said? The same fans that want to say they're greater than guys like Sugar Ray Robinson, who fought light heavyweights and things like that. They wanted to protect their fighters and say, oh, well, Floyd is too small to fight Winky Wright. Although Roy Jones could fight somebody, 85 pounds away from his original weight. Floyd Mayweather can't fight somebody 12 pounds bigger than him. Get the fuck out of here, man. You all listen to Ben Thompson too much. Stop listening to the amateur boxing talk. Those guys say things to create hits for their website and things like that, okay? To fool casual sheep-like fans like Joan Collins, who don't know what he's talking about, because these guys always come on talk out their ass. Oh, well, look, he didn't beat somebody from 126. Well, if they were the same size, I don't know what if they were the same size if Floyd was more skilled, because once again, he fought all flat-footed Mexicans, you stupid motherfucker. If he fought some black fighters like James Toney and Roy Jones did, they got black fighters all throughout their resume, motherfucker, okay? He didn't fight the kind of opponents they fought, all right? Roy Jones fought guys like Bernard Hopkins and people like that in their prime, okay? Floyd Mayweather don't got nobody like that on his resume. He got a bunch of flat-footed Mexicans. And you, Joan Collins, who's a follower of Ben Thompson and Fight Hype, shut the fuck up. Go learn your history. Identify who the fuck you're talking about from 126 to 160. You don't know because you're talking out your ass, man. It's always if this and if that. Well, if they were the same. Well, if, like D-Style said, if they was both living next door to each other, Ali and Floyd Mayweather. Shit, it could be Ali and Eddie Chambers, okay? The boxing banker, or one of those bum-ass fighters. If they was living next door to each other, they got an argument, Floyd Mayweather would get smashed. He's never put his skills on display against a talented, young black fighter, and that's what he needed on his resume. He needed a Paul Williams. He needed a Vernon Forrest. He needed a Winky Wright. You talk about 160, okay then? Why didn't he go up and fight whoever was at 160 at the time? Why didn't he fight Golovkin? There was some talk about that. Shit, y'all called Golovkin a bum, but Floyd didn't fight him. He didn't get up in there with him. He was going around talking about Floyd Mayweather sweepstakes and giving guys like Victor Ortiz and Marcos Maidana, who are both C-class fighters, shots at his at the Floyd Mayweather sweepstakes. And the guy who beat him, Castillo. Castillo is the typical fighter that was around during the 40s and 50s. He's a come-forward fighter with some basic boxing skills. He's not as good as Graziano and LaMotta and those guys. I don't think Floyd could have beat those guys. Me personally, I think that his hands, his fragile, glass-like hands would have gave out on him. All right? He's not as great as you guys think he is. You go and you do some fucking research. There's only 3 people on YouTube qualified to give right now who have proven that they could give us an all-time list. Curtis Anderson, who's in the chat, he's one of them. Scrapbook Boxing and the Boxing Librarian.
Scrapbook Boxing's in the chat.
I don't even like the Boxing Librarian, but he does valid research. He's proved that he could give us an all-time list. The rest of you guys, shut the fuck up. Please, Joan Collins, save us with the amateur boxing talk. You identify these fucking fighters when you bring forth your argument. Don't just come in there with some empty argument like some fucking Fight Hype Ben Thompson follower. Get the fuck out of here. This OG boxing talk, nigga. You gotta have your shit together. Have your fucking skills together, boy. Okay? Jonah Collins, and that's all I gotta say.
Oh yeah, and Fahim Zator, blood disrespecting you is part of the show, dog. It's in his contract. I can't break it. We got to sign an agreement that blood gets to go off when blood wants to go off. Otherwise, he wouldn't come on my show. I also have and like I said, that's Eddie Hearn contract, dog. I don't want him to take me to court, man. So I gotta let him go. Also, we do have Scrapbook Boxing in the building today, who said, and I missed it. I'm gonna get to the super chats right after go to. So he says, salute Scrap. If y'all don't know Scrapbook, man, go find Scrapbook and subscribe to Scrapbook. Salute for 9 International Boxing, Blood Boxing. Curtis Anderson, myself tried to collab on the show. Due to scheduling concerns, we were unable to commit to it. Blood is amazing. Curtis Anderson is brilliant. Yeah, man, you guys are really, really good stuff, man. The best way I think to do it is if y'all would just record your agree on a subject. You guys all each, record your response to a subject, slap them together in a video. Just put the audio together and throw it up, man. That shit ain't easy. You guys don't have to be at the same place at the same time for you guys to all collaborate on a video. Just
We're
record it in
collab.
different parts.
We will collab down the line.
Yeah, y'all definitely need to. But look, man, when the dude's going off on
That's
you,
what I say.
KQ,
Yeah.
what's up?
I know.
You saying something?
I said, yeah, that's a good idea. That's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah, they can do that.
Well, all right, man. Let me get to these last couple super chats, man. We're gonna wrap it up, man. We definitely over. I know other cats people want to jump on. We got a lot of really great content in the LDBC. Shout out to everybody in the Lions Den boxing community. Thank you guys for showing up. Stormy B Man said salute. Stormy B Man said salute to OG Boxing Talk. See, Stormy B Man's the guy that's got a great show. Adawal M says salute to the OG panel. I once had a Nigerian casual fan ask me, "Who do you think AJ beats Floyd Mayweather?" There's another reason why you have to ignore most internet trolls on boxing discussions. Hey, my thing about that Adawal M is that it's really kind of good to really approach some of those conversations, because when you completely bash them, then the people that listening there's people listening that can understand the logic behind that. I really believe behind the who's greatest Ali, all that, I really believe that the biggest thing that's making boxing suffer right now is a lack of a definitive heavyweight champion. Because the heavyweights, as the heavyweights go, so does boxing. And I think that there's been all these sanctioning bodies and the way they're trying to divide this. We know that the special champion is the guy that is considered the heavyweight champion of the world. Never during the history of sport have people said the baddest man on the planet is the welterweight champion. They might be fun to watch and exciting, but they're not held in the same regard as a guy like a guy that is the heavyweight champion of the world. And that's why I personally don't want to hear all of this hypothetical crap. And if you get to make the argument to people, then people hear the argument and maybe they'll understand the logic behind it. Omega Red said Junior the Truth looks like BFTB bodyguard in the Top Cats video. A dog mode, big shit. And Omega Red exhibition match, best fight, BF Black Fight Fan TV and Junior the Truth. Hey man, them dudes both big enough that they know they probably ain't putting hands on each other. They just look at each other from across the room and be like, yeah, not if I don't have to. That type of thing. But let's wrap it up. KQKC, man, tell them how people to get in contact with you and your closing thoughts.
All right. You can touch with me. Excuse my voice, but lost my voice the other night. Been busy the whole weekend, but you can find me on KQKC Boxing Channel. All right. And right here on YouTube. And I come on Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. That's KQKC, the singing OG. But I don't know if I'll be singing tomorrow, but and that's how you can find me. And I appreciate Fanon inviting me on today again. And he always been gracious to me, and I always look up to him, even though I'm older. And I appreciate Blood and Drew and Coach Harris. This is my first time really collaborating with him. And it's been a pleasure. And thank you for that.
Drew Titan. Final thought?
Yes. Fanon, thank you for having me on. I appreciate all of y'all. Appreciate the panel. Coach, pleasure having you on. You can follow me at Drew Titan on Instagram. You can also follow me under the same name on YouTube. Don't worry, the lives are coming soon in reference to health and wellness. We building strength. LDBC strong. Lions Den Brawler community. We getting healthy up in this piece. And I command everybody to move. Get it moving. We got to stay healthy in these streets, especially if you go into these live fights rocking the LDBC shirt, one of those trolls went up on you, you got to have those hands ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready, 110%. So shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to you, Fanon, KQKC, Coach, Blood. Good looks.
All right. Coach, special guest, Coach Shelton Harris, man. Let him know how to get in contact with you, how to check out your channel, all that good stuff, man. It was a pleasure having you on. I'm glad that you could get on, on such short notice.
Hey, man, man, I appreciate you and, the brothers, man, because I watch this every Sunday. I really appreciate you even, letting me come on and just chop it up with y'all, man. I could stay on with y'all for a million hours, man. I wouldn't even go to work listening to you guys, man. But thank you, man. When I say that, I mean that from the depths of my soul and heart, man. Thank you. My channel is CSH Combat Sports. Got some boxing, a little bit more MMA than boxing, but it is what it is, man. Appreciate everybody.
All right. And the great and passionate. And I'm telling y'all, man, look, I know y'all don't like when blood does that, man, dude, but that's just what it is, man.
Excuse me, one thing. Coach, can you say that again? How can we get you?
CSH Combat Sports. Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody can put the link in the description box. And so Blood, yeah, man. Go ahead, man. Wrap us up.
Yeah, man. This has been a great show. Once again, OG Boxing Talk. We had Fanon the Don, of course. KQKC has been here. Drew Titan, my brother, up in here. And we also had the legendary MMA guy, Coach Shelton Harris, man, who I hope comes back. I'd love to see him on OG Boxing Talk more often. And some of the other brothers that are over 40 that's rocking the LDBC. I love to see some of these other guys up in here too. Shit, Junior the Truth, he's over 40. He could come to the show. I mean, we got an open invitation for all you guys who are over 40. We don't need you young chumps in here, though. All you youngsters, you have to have a special pass if you're a youngster. Now, we give it to guys like BFTB and others, okay, at 78, who claims to be 26, knowing that he was born in 1978. But it's all good, though. We understand that you want to hold on to your youth, brother.
Yeah,
but
that nigga ain't no 26.
But hey, I want all of y'all to know that I have two pages. I have what's called Blood Boxing Live, and then I have Retro Boxing and Documentaries. The one that's really important to subscribe to is Retro Boxing and Documentaries, because I'm getting ready to gear it back up. I got a video finna drop on Pernell Whitaker. I haven't done a video over there in 3 months, and I got 1,500 new subscribers over there. So the channel is growing at a rapid rate. So you guys don't miss out on the boxing knowledge. I will be having people over there. I'm going to have Kurt Anderson, Scrapbook Boxing. I'm going to put all of these guys in retro, man. Okay, Fanon. All of these guys will eventually be in retro on my page. Okay, so y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Get your boxing knowledge up. Don't come in here bringing us a bunch of amateur boxing talk. We don't talk amateur boxing talk over here. If you come with a point, you have to fully explain yourself. Don't come on here with the what ifs and should have. And we could talk what ifs and should haves and could haves if you know what you're talking about. You have had to have done some research, though. Other than that, another great show. We're going to be back next Sunday. Peace out to everybody.
All right. And then you know who we're going to get on here one day, dog. I think I got to bribe him or something. I got to get Scrapbook Boxing. Scrapbook Boxing won't even return my calls, man. When you're a real scrub. That's what I know. Dog, I got to catch up on my boxing history, dog. I swear to God, I needed some respect out in this bitch. Anyway, hey, I appreciate everybody coming through the live stream, man. Go check out my man, KQKC. You going to get some sleep or are you going on live?
No, I'm going to get some sleep. I'm not going on live too late on tonight.
All right, man. Hopefully, say Stormy B, man, or somebody else is coming on, man. And that's what's up. And with that,
email me.
What do you say?
Drop me an email.
Me?
Yeah. Make sure you email me. You're supposed to do it last week. You forgot.
Oh, okay, for sure. All right, y'all. With that, we out. Peace.
Peace and love.